of the United Nations that you have established are under siege.
Trump aired a number of grievances from the UN policies on migration.
When your prisons are filled with so-called asylum seekers who repaid kindness, and that's what they did. They repaid kindness with crime. It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. Let's see, I can tell you, I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
He said countries recognizing a Palestinian state are rewarding Hamas.
Instead of giving in to Hamas's ransom demands, those who want peace should be united with one message: release the hostages now.
And Trump called climate change the greatest con job ever. Patrick Drupp is with the Sierra Club.
It sends a really bad signal. The truth is that the U.S. is needed on the global stage to lead when it comes to the clean energy transition, when it comes to solving the climate crisis.
Trump called renewables a joke. He also met later with Ukraine's president and said it looks like Russia's war won't end for a long time. A man accused of plotting to assassinate Trump at a Florida golf course last year was convicted today. CBS's Christian Benavides is covering the trial of Ryan Ruth.
Guilty on all 5 counts that he was facing. All of this came as closing arguments took place this morning. Ryan Ruth taking the unusual route of representing himself, and that made this entire trial go a lot quicker than initially anticipated.
President Trump was to meet with top Democrats today to find a way to avoid a government shutdown, but he called off the meeting, as Nancy Cordes reports.
It definitely hands the Democrats some rhetorical ammunition as they try to make the case that it is Republicans and the White House that are courting this shutdown and not them. They'll now be able to say they had a meeting on the books with the president in advance of this potential shutdown and that he's the one who backed out.
Health experts weighed in today on Trump's suggestion that autism is linked to the active ingredient in Tylenol. Eric Garcia wrote a book about autism.
Almost uniformly in a hallelujah chorus, we're saying, no, this is not what we need at this moment.
President Trump laughed off a broken escalator and a malfunctioning teleprompter at the UN today, but the White House is now calling for an investigation into whether it was intentional to humiliate the president. On Wall Street, stocks finished lower. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Coming up, new video evidence in the shooting of a Washington State football player. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, it's getting busy out there, Aaron. Home Comfort Alliance has the update. Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes. You're crowded from the U District into Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, close as well as 40 minutes. Scattered slowing here between Kirkland and Alderwood. Everett to Seattle is going to take you 50 minutes, 35 from Linwood. So you're slow from the Boeing Freeway to 128th there in South Everett. Minor backups developing in Linwood, and then you're bumper to bumper from 85th down to I-90. We're seeing big backups approaching the First Avenue South Bridge due to a recent opening for marine traffic. Eastbound 90, you're packed mid-span past Island Crest Way due to roadwork. Seattle to Bellevue, 20 minutes. Federal Way, South 5, right in front of Jet Chevrolet past Highway 18. A crash is in your left general purpose lane and the HOV lane. And in JBLM, North 5, right there at the main gate, a collision blocks your HOV. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. A UW student claims he was acting in self-defense in the shooting that injured a Washington State football player. His attorney released a video of the fight leading up to the gunshots. More from KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon.
Attorney Ronnie Ray says the video starts as his 2 clients are thrown out of a party in the hours after the Apple Cup. Ray said the suspected shooter, Ja'Cory Buchanan, a University of Washington student, and his cousin are the ones being shoved, tackled, and beaten there on camera. According to court documents, the fight started when Buchanan was accused of assaulting a girl at the party.
Now Buchanan's attorney says they are working to get him to Pullman to turn himself in. The shooting victim is recovering. 2 gunmen are still on the loose in separate shootings in Seattle. First in West Seattle, police say at least 20 rounds were fired yesterday. A 31-year-old man was hit multiple times near 27th Avenue in southwest Cambridge. This neighbor lives nearby.
It's just scary. Like, we don't have to come to the point of violence all the time to solve problems, but people just don't care. It's getting worse and worse.
In the Central District, one man was killed, a second critically wounded yesterday during a confrontation between two groups. No arrests in either case. King County's protection order portal that went live in June of last year is proving very successful. More from KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
More than 3,200 survivors have accessed the free cutting-edge technology to begin seeking a protection order in just a matter of minutes without having to go to the courthouse. Douglas Wagner is with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
We're making a resource available to the public in a way that's much more efficient and saves money, but more importantly, saves lives.
The portal also connects victims with King County Protection Order advocates who can assist them. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
State Patrol says it clocked a driver going 101 miles per hour southbound I-5 near State Route 18. Troopers say the car had the wrong license plate. The driver's license was suspended. The man was arrested, booked into jail, and hit with a $1,300 infraction. Turning now to your forecast, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Hazy sunshine today and an air quality alert in effect until noon tomorrow. Right now, 71 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
John, think fun, not funny. Think fun, not funny. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Thank you, Jim Dever. Jim Dever quoting a former boss of mine, giving me great advice.
How's he doing?
God, Ian, for all the things to start with, it just takes me back. I'm in PTSD. Hang on.
Drama.
Oh, got another one because I love Jim Dever, but that guy, quoting that guy, golly, you got another
Only
one?
one thing counts in this life.
There we go.
Get them to sign on the line which
that is dotted. Got it. Try to be a professional, you know. Just that quote, just Hey, everybody!
I'll try and take it out of the rotation.
Yeah, please.
No, don't do that.
Or all the funny ones I send, like the people that want to date other people, and they're
yeah, come on, Andrew.
Yeah, come on, Andrew. Be wherever Andrew is. All right, I've got this thing. Well, by the way, YouTubers. Hey there, you
scoundrels.
They won't let them talk to each other anymore.
Not this week.
Okay.
Maybe next week.
Maybe, all right. By the way, did we get the AI song? Did that thing write that song for us? Oh, good. Okay. All right, this is what we think is the news. This is it. I'm sorry. This is what we think is news. There we go. A technique that I use to stop people from yelling at me has backfired. Humiliating experience, as I heard two people gossiping about me. But I will pass the trick on to the rest of you, and you can use it as well. Just don't overuse it the way I did, because then it comes back to bite you. Plus, also, they needed somehow to fool the Hitler, and they found an old homeless guy who had eaten some rat poisoning, and that was all Hitler needed in order to lose Italy. That's a day in history, as you can tell. That's not news. Oh, wow. They're going way back to 1943. Plus, also, I didn't read anything about this, Joe. Sorry. South Seattle Dragonland.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I guess I'll have to read that during the commercial break.
That's fine.
Brian Hayward is going to stop by and talk to us. He's in, I think, Japan again. So we got these initiatives in place. He wants you to be able to sign the initiatives, and they put him in front of, like, Fred Meyer and other places like that. And I guess people just are like, hey, we don't want you to sign the initiatives. We're going to put a bunch of shopping carts in the way, and we're going to harass the people that are there getting the signatures, because that's how you save democracy. Brian will talk about the initiatives and how people are harassing the people that are trying to get the signatures. Plus, also, Donald Trump and his speech there at the United Nations. Yes, and then also we'll switch right over to if you're a diplomat and you go to New York City, you have diplomatic immunity thanks so much to the Vienna 1966-67. They basically gave immunity to any diplomat, which also means you don't have to bother paying any parking tickets. Guess what country only has one parking ticket unpaid? There's the question for you texters out there, 1-888-973-5476. Don't look it up. Just try to guess. Just use your noggin. Let's see. Oh, the H-1 visas. This is such a bad idea. If Milton Friedman would come back from the dead, I'd love to have lunch with him as long as he didn't smell weird and explain. So in Milton Friedman's words, I will explain why this is a horrible idea. A horrible idea. Charging corporations $100,000 to bring somebody in. You can see where that's going to go. Plus also, Jimmy Kimmel comes back again. He's got his show today. He'll come back on. Who cares? It's going to be interesting to see what he says. Does he apologize? They know it's not live. It's taped. We know you won't be able to watch it here in Seattle because the affiliate will not be running it. And then Pete Buttigieg. Everybody's wondering, who's Mayor Pete going to vote for if he were living in Seattle? Well, we'll have the answer to that as well. And then also, we've started this new thing. People, I didn't realize this happens on Instagram, but Nick showed me, and then Joe backed me up on it, that if you write something really nasty about somebody's Instagram post, then it'll hide the comment. So we thought rather than hiding it, we would turn it into a song. So is it a good one? Have you heard the song?
I have, yes.
Is it good? You happy with it?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, in the meantime, I was thinking. All right, I read this little trick a while ago, and I think I overused it. That if you feel that someone is going to yell at you, or they're going to come at you with a lot of negativity, maybe not yelling, but negativity, as the volume begins to go up, and you feel after they've had enough of their say, if you just want to whack it and cut it off so you don't have to get into a back and forth with them, calmly look at them and look concerned, and then say, you have like something right here in your teeth. Now, it works almost every single time. In this particular weekend, it failed on me because there was a guy who was calling me to task for something at this auction, and he was really revving up, he was right at the peak on the denouement, the highest point, and I went, Chris, you got something right here. And he stopped, and then he realized, some salad or something, and the entire conversation just deflated, and that was the end. Well, I didn't know that guy was also sitting next to another guy who, like 6 months earlier, I had done the same trick on. But gossip got me, which leads me to the 4 agreements. Joe and I have read the 4 agreements. You might have read the 4 agreements as well. Number 1 is be impeccable with your words. Number 2, take nothing personally. Number 3 is, what was number 3, Joe? Be impeccable with your words. Do your best work. Take nothing personally. Oh, and make no assumptions. Those are the 4 agreements. Incredibly difficult to live by. I mean, if you could be doing that and living with all of those, making no assumptions, taking nothing personally, doing your best work, and being impeccable with your words, apparently you would be living in this just very small population of the world that no one else exists in, the 4 agreements. Now, the first one, being impeccable with your words, is basically do not gossip. But it's hard to not gossip because we would rather gossip than pick bugs off each other's arms and eat it, because that's what chimpanzees do. So if you go back to the primates is a way of building relationships with one another, will groom each other. That's their way of sort of staying in touch and making sure, hey, you're still my friend? Yeah, I am. Good, because there's a big bug I want to eat off your arm. We don't do that because we've got bigger brains. In fact, they're so big, we're born prematurely. we come out not able to really take care of ourselves at all. In fact, our brain is only about 2 pounds, but uses about 20% of our energy. So we have this gigantic brain. And according to a professor, the brain got bigger as our social network enlarged. And in fact, Mr. Dunbar, the sociologist scientist, says we have about 120 people in our tribe. He noticed this through address books, Christmas cards, and things, that you have 120 people. You know the name and the face of that individual, and that is sort of your tribe. You might have this tribe at work. You might have them outside of work, but it's about 120. So as our brains expanded, our networks of people could expand as well. The smaller the brain, the less interaction with one another, the less relationships. So we use gossip the same way chimpanzees groom each other. And we use gossip to create friendships with other people. Plus, we also use gossip to keep everybody in line. A study that was done from a professor about 7 years ago. They took 51 college students and they told them, keep track of every time you gossip with somebody else and tell us what you gossip about. And also tell us if it's positive or negative. Well, 60 to 70% of the gossiping was negative. In fact, only about 10% was considered to be positive. The rest they couldn't remember. And they gossiped about sexual affairs. They gossiped about people's sexuality. They gossiped about drinking. They gossiped about cheating on tests. They gossiped about just any sort of characteristic that anybody else would find to be negative. And in the study, we use gossip to bond with one another and also to correct behavior that is outside the bounds. If you went over and told somebody, hey, I heard somebody did this and that, if you are the one that found out that that person was saying those things about, you would correct your behavior, because in the world that we live in, we all need to sort of check one another, because if not, we sort of get thrown out to the side. So nobody gets away with murder, but you'll certainly get away with a whole bunch of rude, inconsiderate acts, because there's a pretty good chance somebody will see you do it and then report you to that other person, and then you'll either be in the crowd or out of the crowd. So as hard as it is to the 4 agreements, and the first one being to always be impeccable with your words, occasionally we will need to break that one so we can have relationships with one another, get along with one another, rather than coming up behind somebody and picking a bug off the back of the person's neck and eating it. So here's what happened to me. I did the spinach in the teeth trick twice. And then the guy, I went to dinner on Saturday. I thought I was going to go to dinner by myself, and I ran into these 3 other people that happened to recognize me. Hey, you going to have dinner here? I said, sure. There's a little Italian restaurant there in Santa Rosa. Why don't you dine with us? And while dinner's going on, this woman said to me, did you mention that Chris had spinach in his mouth? And I was like, yeah. She goes, did you also tell Troy the same thing like 6 months ago? What can I say? I noticed spinach. The crazy thing is, so I got burned on that. So now I know in this group of people that I can't pull that one anymore. Because in both cases, neither one of them had anything in their teeth. Give me a gong, please. Gong.
Wait.
I'm humiliated.
Before we get the gong.
Oh, it's too late.
After the gong. What was the guy getting on you about this weekend?
A bid, missing a bid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, what happens is sometimes people think they're like doing an eBay bidding, like they could come in at the last second. So they, wait, and then they're like going once, going twice, and then, sold it. They going once, going twice, and then they think just pop the card up in the air. There's like 400 people. You're not going to see them. And it's because they keep the card down low. They think, play a little game here, and they're like, pop the card up. Like oh, sorry.
They want the attention.
They think it's kind of fun. Yeah. You kind of drunk and stuff. So maybe once, twice, everybody else in, bang, slow the back. And he's like, whoa. I tried to avoid him as I'm walking out of there. Hey, come here.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, what are you doing? Come on now. I was going to owe $54,000 on that. I was like, sorry, I didn't. Yeah, well, maybe you should look around a few times before you do something like that. Maybe you should think about that before you bring it down. You should be clear about that. I go, you, excuse me. I'm sorry. I do want to hear what you have to say, but you got a little something right there.
Burn.
That's terrible.
Oh, yeah,
that's terrible. A terrible thing to do to somebody, but it works. Just make sure you don't do it to Thank you. All right. Let's see.
Wait, couple guesses. Andrew K. on the country says it's got to be Ukraine.
Ukraine pays the parking tickets?
We said that one.
Only one country has only one parking ticket unpaid.
It's not Ukraine.
No.
What about
what? Ukraine is one of the most corrupt countries in Europe.
That doesn't mean they might pay a parking ticket.
Oh yeah, listen. Everything else, they're totally completely corrupt on.
The question is, they have
a unpaid parking ticket.
Yes.
All the other parking tickets they paid. This one country pays every time they get a parking ticket, they pay it.
Okay, but the other countries just let them.
Oh my God! I mean, there's millions of dollars. Saudi Arabia, Egypt owes New York City like $200 and some million or something. I got it right over here. But anyway, why?
What about Luxembourg?
No,
that's probably a joke on her. Speaking of which, okay, we had the James Bond of SAT tutors on.
Yes.
He asked which two countries have X in their name.
Yes, Mexico and Luxembourg. Yes.
And then he gave us another quiz,
which really been bothering me.
Have you been thinking about this too?
And I can't get it out of my head.
He said it's not a trick question.
It's a number. If you were to write out the number, each one of the letters alphabetically follows the alphabet. And I thought, how about 8?
You threw out 8, and I'm embarrassed that I sent him 8 as your answer without fact checking it.
I just chucked it out real fast. That is going to crush your brain all day. Then don't look it up again.
He says there's one number in the English language that, when spelled out, the letters are in alphabetical order. What is the number? And he says it's not a trick question, so it's not like 0.0 or
and it's not
pi or something.
It has to do with the phrasing or how he's placing those words in the question.
Yeah.
No. Got it. So the ones that owe the most amount of money is Egypt is number 1, 1,938 unpaid tickets, equaling $223,650. Egypt is over $2 million. That's over $2 million. And then you get Saudi Arabia's in there. They're outside. But what country? Well, only one country has one ticket that they haven't paid.
Okay,
it's so easy.
Sweden.
No, think about a country that is very orderly and very respectful of the law.
Canada.
Japan?
No. Golly. 1-888-973-5476.
You gonna leave us hanging?
Do you want me to just tell you?
The United States of America.
Okay, Nate, you weren't even listening.
Okay, carry it over. You tell us now.
Anyway, it's not. Believe me, carrying it over is not going to be that exciting. I'll just tell you right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Gong, please. Germany. There you go.
Wow, speaking of Germany.
See? Okay. Here's Nate taking a look at traffic. Nate.
All right. Beginning to get busy out there. Everett to Seattle's at 50 minutes, 35 from Linwood. Now you're slow in South Everett from the Boeing Freeway to 112th, which is an improvement from our last report. Got a minor backup there in Linwood, and then it's solid from 85th to I-90. North 5, you're bumper to bumper from the Michigan Curve in the downtown. We're seeing heavy volumes on East Marginal Way heading south between the West Seattle Bridge and First Avenue South Bridge. This stems from an earlier bridge closure at First Avenue. Mercer Island, eastbound 90, this backup is growing quickly. You're packed from the Mount Baker Tunnel now across the island due to road work. Seattle to Bellevue, 25 minutes. It's 15 minutes on a wide open 520, but you'll have to pay that toll. Federal Way, we already cleared that collision. South 5, just past State Route 18. You're left with a 2 to 3 mile solid backup starting near South 320th. Federal Way to Tacoma has a 10-minute delay. And through JBLM, North 5 at the main gate, a collision still takes up the HOV lane. You're backed up to Center Drive. Olympia to Tacoma is up to 50 minutes, about a 15-minute delay. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, maybe you've started looking online because, there's all these places that, you can have longevity, you can live a longer life. I popped on one online the other day. Some 38-year-old woman, she's there explaining, well, I have been studying this for more than 3 years. I was like, what? That ain't going to do it. You know why? Because Longevity Medical Clinic right there in Kirkland has been doing this for 25 years. Dr. Mixon was the early pioneer of looking how science can extend your life. And a lot of people were saying, that's never going to work, and that's never going to work. We'll talk to the thousands of patients that have signed up with Longevity Medical Clinic and been following the program and seen extended life. Because the first thing they do at Longevity Medical Clinic is they do a blood draw, and then it's very extensive. They look for all the early indicators, sort of like breadcrumbs that are left behind when it comes to heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Those are the three big ones that take you out. And then they start to look at hormones and how it's happening with testosterone and estrogen. They look for inflammation, and they are able to make small incremental changes to extend your life. It's complicated, but at the same time, it is so reassuring when you're a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic. Go with the pioneers, the guys that were first in there 25 years ago. LongevityMedicalClinic.com. Take the free health analysis at LongevityMedicalClinic.com.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
If you plan to use the carpool lanes along SR 167, you'll soon need a flex pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Hey, it's Lori from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation with exciting news. We now offer K-Guard Gutter System. Say goodbye to clogged gutters and hello to less maintenance. These top-of-the-line guards are exclusively available only at Guardian. K-Guard is designed to keep debris out, and their durability means they look great year-round without rusting or warping. Ready for hassle-free gutters? Protect your home with Guardian. To learn more about Guardian's exclusive K-Guard gutter system, call today or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
If you've been considering upgrading your siding, now is the perfect time. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. In the Pacific Northwest, moisture is the enemy. Old failing siding leads to hidden water damage, rot, and mold. State Roofing and Exteriors is a James Hardy preferred contractor with over 55 years of siding expertise. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your siding inspection today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Open enrollment for Medicare happens every year, but for a lot of people, it's still confusing. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Don't worry, help is on the way with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit brought to you by the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Find out what's changing and learn about your options for Medicare with 7 easy steps to get ready for open enrollment. Order your free copy of the Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit at insurance.wa.gov or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Projected state revenue here in Washington, it is down a lot through 2029, off by $903 million since the last forecast in June. Dave Reich is the state's chief economist. He says the national and state economies continue to slow.
Things kind of panned out as we expected. We're seeing slower GDP growth and slower employment growth here in Washington. And then, of course, a lot of the changes we've discussed over the last couple of meetings continue to be a source of uncertainty, and that kind of compounds the trend.
And in a statement, Governor Ferguson says the state is facing billions of dollars in cuts from the federal government. Seattle's mayor giving a sneak peek at his proposed $8.9 billion budget for the city. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey breaks it down.
Mayor Harrell's 2026 budget proposal calls on more investment in affordable housing, improved public safety, resources for the homeless, immigrants, and refugees, and money for services threatened by federal funding cuts. Budget Office Director Dan Eder.
Every year that the mayor has been in office, he has been facing rather significant deficits. A couple of years ago, it was $250 million. This year, it was $217 million on the general fund side.
Outside City Hall, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Washington Secretary of State is pushing back against a federal request for voter data. Secretary Steve Hobbs sent a letter to the Justice Department today, rejecting its request for access to the state's full voter registration list. Hobbs cites legal and privacy concerns and questions the DOJ's motives. No response yet from the departments. Former Seahawks star Richard Sherman will not face trial for DUI. King County judge approved deferred prosecution requiring 2 years of treatment and 5 years probation. Casey McNerthany is with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office.
So does that mean that there's a sweetheart deal there? No, there wasn't special treatment one way or the other. When you have the deferment option there, that's standard for all types of folks, whether you're an athlete or not.
Sherman was charged with DUI after a traffic stop in Bellevue of February of last year. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk. It is 3:32. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, this report brought to you by Closets by Design. Everett to Seattle, plan on 50 minutes, 35 from Linwood. We are clearing out in South Everett, but still crowded from the Boeing Freeway at about 112th. Got a backup there in Linwood, and then solid from 85th down to I-90. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. You can save 20 minutes in the HOV lane. You're slow from Lake City Way through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett just hit 1 hour. Building volumes through Kirkland and Bothell. You'll clear out, though, at Northeast 195th until you reach the Alderwood interchange. Mercer Island, eastbound 90, packed from the Mount Baker Tunnel all the way across the island. Seattle to Bellevue, 25 minutes. Both lake bridges are wide open, headed westbound across the lake. Bellevue to Renton's in a half hour. You got your typical backups between Bellevue and Renton. And in JBLM, North 5 at the main gate, a collision still takes up that HOV lane. Our backup has now grown back to Nisqually Road. Olympia to Tacoma still hovering at 50 minutes. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials, or you can call them at 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Poor air quality around parts of Central and the North Sound through tonight. Air quality should improve tomorrow with shifting winds blowing some of this wildfire smoke out of the region. Right now, hazy sunshine and 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home Comfort Alliance, the best when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, the company to call. They came out to the barn, put in the mini split and the tiny house, and then they did the great big heat pump, and it's nice. You got to get them to do that quilt thing where they have it controlled in every single room. It's not easy to heat a barn, Joe. You've been there. Remember going to the barn?
Ooh,
remember
yes,
any part of it?
I remember every second of it. It was fantastic.
Okay. One of these days,
Yeah.
One of these days when we know it's our last day.
Oh, just let it all fly.
Oh, we got some stories. Woo! And some history music there, Ian. Here we go. Let's see. It was 1846, and the planet Neptune is discovered.
Ooh, my favorite.
Better than the guy that found Uranus. Imagine that guy yelling that out.
Is that what they do when they just...
Hey, I found Neptune. Hey, I found you. What? 1875, Billy the Kid is arrested for the first time. No.
Billy.
This should not be news to anybody. Operation Mincemeat fools the Axis powers, and they take Italy. Yeah. FDR defends his dog in a speech. Ooh. Well, the more I read about FDR, I'm reading a bunch of studies on him. What a socialist. What a miserable man.
I put his dog speech in there if you care.
I didn't care.
Okay, fine.
Truman announces the Soviets have explored a nuclear device, and Butch Cassidy's Sundance Kid, the movie premieres there in New York City in 1969. Wow, it was 1969. Okay. Whew. I'm going to go with, not FDR. Operation Mincemeat. I like this one. Okay. So, in 1939, these two people, one of them is an Admiral John Godfrey, and the other one by the name of Ian Fleming, get together and come up with 37 different ways to fool the enemy. And they call it the Trout Memo. Some of the stuff's pretty crazy, right? But they're like, well, what do you think? How much imagination do we have? What could we possibly come up with to fool the enemy into something? And one of them was get a dead body, put a whole bunch of top secret stuff in it, and then just throw it in the ocean and then let the enemy find it, and then they'll believe whatever's in the pockets. And people are like, oh, pshaw to that. Pshaw. Pshaw. Well, guess what? That's exactly what they did with Operation Mincemeat. So the plan was they knew the Germans were making sure they were protecting Sicily and parts of Italy. So they're in there protecting. And what happened was the British soldiers and the British came up with this plan, Mincemeat. They needed to fool the Hitler, so Hitler would move all of his troops over to Sardinia and over into Greece. So how do you do that? Well, they needed to follow along with a dead body full of all sorts of clues. So they got this from Ian Fleming, although the Admiral John Godfrey gets all the credit. Let's face it, it's probably Ian Fleming. Okay. So the first thing they got to do is find a dead guy. Now, you think during the war that wouldn't be very hard, but they needed to make sure that he had no family, that he died recently, that he didn't die of anything in an autopsy that would give all of this away. So they find this poor old 35-year-old homeless guy by the name of Mr. Michael, call him that, and he died of rat poisoning, which you cannot find in an autopsy. And they also needed to make sure that the body was decomposed just enough. They were going to hope it looked like he fell maybe from a plane, somehow got shot down, but doesn't have any shrapnel problems like that. It's just floating around out there in the ocean for the Nazis to find. And then they decide, well, we got to make sure not only is he going to physically fit the bill, we need to fill his pockets with a whole bunch of litter, as it was known. So what was in there? Well, they had a letter to his fiancée. They had an engagement ring for the receipt for the ring. They had a picture of her as well. They had a ticket to a theater. They had a banknote or a note from a bank that said that he did not have enough funds in a draft. He also had a note from his father as well, and they decided that they would name him William Martin. Major William Martin. So they named the dead guy William Martin, and they put him in clothes. But before they put him in clothes, they get some guy to walk around in the uniform and the underwear for an entire day, just so it had that kind of lived-in sort of stank about it, even before they threw it in the ocean. They take this thing, the corpse, and they take the two guys who came up with the idea for Operation Mincemeat, and they pack the corpse on ice, and off they go. They get into a submarine, which gets shot at a bunch of times, and finally they surface right off the coast of Spain. And at that point, they let the body go. They rev the engine of the submarine to sort of push the body along, and sure enough, it gets washed up. A French or a Spanish fisherman finds it, turns it over to the British for proper burial. Well, in the little town there in Spain, there was a spy, and of course, he heard about it, and somebody said to the German spy, hey, they found this body, found this guy. They held the body for 9 days, and they got all the details of everything that was included, including the secret maps and all of the details of where the British soldiers and the British troops were going to move. And they said, we're moving everybody to Sardinia and to Greece. That's the big move. We don't care at all about Sicily. Sicily's not important to us. And the spy gets it, sends it to Hitler, and Hitler looks at it, he goes, well, it looks like they're going to Sardinia and to Greece. So let's move all of our guys over there. They fall for it.
Wow.
Crazy.
Thanks to Ian Fleming.
Yes, I give Ian Fleming more credit again for more cool stuff.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
You say rat poison can't be tested for in an autopsy.
Well, maybe not back then, but it doesn't normally show up as cause of death.
Well, how did they know that the homeless guy died of rat poison?
Because his body was found by a doctor, and it was in the morgue, and the doctor knew because there was a suicide note left behind. Now, you have to understand, there are people that say, oh, it wasn't that guy, it was a different guy, because they didn't reveal the name of the guy, the homeless guy, until 1996 his name came out. And other people like, it wasn't him, it was John Millville. He died. It was him, not the other guy. So they're still trying to figure out, because it's a big deal as to who the identity was of the individual. But he was found, if you believe it was Mr. Michael, he was found at St. Patrick's Hospital by a local doctor who was on the lookout in 1943 for a corpse that can be used to fool Hitler.
A patsy corpse.
Yes, Patsy corpse. You got all that?
That was fun.
There you go. And what's this stupid thing with Roosevelt?
These Republican leaders have not been content with attacks on me, or on my wife, or on my sons.
Oh.
No, not content with that. They now include my little dog, Falla. Well, of course, I don't resent attacks, and my family don't resent attacks. But Falla
And then hear your punchline coming up a million miles away.
does resent attacks. You know, Falla's Scotch. And being a Scotty, as soon as he learned that the Republican fiction writers in Congress and out had concocted a story that I'd left him behind on an Aleutian island and had sent a destroyer back to find him at a cost to the taxpayers of $2 or $3 or $8 or $20 million. His Scotch soul was furious.
You know, presidents, senators, maybe not senators, like football coaches, you ever notice they get like big laughs from those guys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they always kill. It's just like huge. It's like football coach says something mildly amusing. I'm like, why are you killing me? Trump spoke at the UN. Now, last time he was there, he got a laugh.
You got a few today.
Did he get a few laughs as well?
He
Okay.
did.
Let's go over to Nate over there, who always works hard for his laughs. Checking traffic, Nathan.
Thanks, John. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has the update. It's busy out there. Seattle to Everett's at 50 minutes. Again, you'll save about 20 minutes if you can hop in the HOV lane. It's slow from Lake City Way through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett has improved to 50 minutes, down from an hour. Building volumes, though, in Kirkland and up into Bothell. But you'll clear out right around 522 until you hit the Alderwood interchange. Everett to Marysville, you're looking good, taking just 10 minutes. minutes. In Mercer Island, eastbound 90 is packed from the west end of the Mount Baker Tunnel now across the island as this backup is growing pretty quickly. Of course, this is due to our road work. Seattle to Bellevue for 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is a 45-minute drive. It's slow from MLK Junior Way all the way down to South 272nd and Federal Way, just volume here. And in JBLM, we've still got this collision north 5 at the main gate. It's in the HOV lane. You're backed up to Mounts Road, a 5-mile thick backup. Olympia to Tacoma is going to take you 50 minutes, about a 15-minute delay. Lake Washington Windows Autumn Savings Event is on now. Save $500 per window, $1,000 per door, plus enjoy 0 payments, 0 interest for 12 months. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Well, leaves are starting to fall as we head into autumn. And you know what's going to start springing up from the ground? For sale signs in front of homes because the feds have dropped the mortgage rate. This is the lowest it's been in 3 years. And you know what that means? If you've been planning to sell your home and waiting, don't wait anymore. Don't wait any longer because there'll be a house down the street that'll have the sign in front saying it's for sale. And then, of course, you're now competing against that one house and the other house and the other house around the block. So what do you do in order to give yourself the advantage? You go with Mike Novak because the numbers are very simple and they speak for themselves. Mike Novak spends 70 times more on marketing your house than the average agent. He also, Novak, he sells a home every single day. Good times and bad times. It's just simply the way Mike Novak does business. Harder and better and faster than anyone else. In fact, he'll even put his money where his mouth is. If he doesn't sell your house in 21 days, guess what? You don't pay him a commission. Mike Novak knows that he can sell your house. He's going to do it for you. You want to find out more? You go online to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks.com. Novak. Meetthenovaks.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
I'm Brian Forth. I'm the founder and president at Site Crafting. We're based in Tacoma, Washington, and we're a full-service digital agency. Our clients are really important to us, but nothing happens without the team that we've built here at Site Crafting. And so it's very important to me as a business owner to provide the best benefits we can within our budget to make sure that families were taken care of and that they did not have the stress of having to deal with healthcare benefits, buying them on their own or anything else. AWB's Health Choice is the best option for me as a small business owner compared to the larger corporations. We just don't have the buying power, and Health Choice fills that for us. They allow us to offer best-in-class benefits to our employees. They're very happy being able to keep their doctor, getting labs covered, x-rays, all those pieces that could be big out-of-pocket expenses if they didn't have Health Choice.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
2 years ago, my office launched a major media campaign to identify key witness to our client's bicycle accident, which we later settled for $10 million. Because when we accept a case, we don't rest until we do everything possible to improve our client's chance of recovery. We're one of only a few firms in the state with an in-house investigation team building our clients' cases. So when you hire Davis Law Group, you don't just get a dedicated and award-winning legal team. You get our commitment to better service and even better results. Request a free consultation today at 206-888-8888.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, you need Valentine too. Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. Whether it's your roof, gutters, or siding, even attic insulation to exterior cleaning, Valentine Roofing has been helping KIRO listeners for the past 15 years. And with zero down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. So do what I did. Call 206 Roofing and get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
Keep looking, Joe. You can be a part of the show, big part of the show. Teeny tiny lady goes through every single letter. She does correct spelling, which is kind of annoying. It's like, okay, fine. Come on. So I before E, except after C. That's it. 1-888-973-5476. Those of you on YouTube, sorry you guys can't talk to one another, but apparently somebody ruined it for somebody else. Oh, I hit it. I hit the camera.
What?
Thank you. You missed it. Too bad.
Come on.
Thank you, Teeny. 1-888-9. Thank you. It's as excited as I am. Okay. Dragonland is happening in Seattle. I guess it's an art installation. People have put up a sign and then they're bringing things to it. Some of the reviews, like this is 2 months ago. As a neighbor, I was pleasantly surprised to learn of the dragons. For the most part, are actually pretty quiet and respectful. I expect them to be nocturnal and to be able to, to shoot fire out of their noses and things like that. So apparently dragons are supposed to go to Dragonland. Is that the way it's set up there? Oh, and people have added art to it?
Oh, yeah. I don't know that there's any rhyme or reason for Dragonland, but it is become a popuar tourist attraction.
Oh, it's in South Seattle.
Yeah,
there was a public art installation. It was on 5th. Over near the monorail. I forget the other cross street was. And what it was, they took an entire living room, full-size living room, even bigger, and they removed one of the walls. And people could just walk up, go into this living room and add whatever they wanted to it. They could there was a little coffee table there was a chair, there was a lamp, they had things on the wall, they had wallpaper up, and you could just simply go up and add things, subtract things. And for a while, because the artist wanted to see how long would people take care of it and add, kind of kitschy things. Yeah. Somebody brought a mannequin up. Well, after a certain point, then somebody went up there and just trashed the whole place. And then they trashed it even more. Then it's the broken window theory. But for a while, it was super cool. I forget what year it was. But that was a time. You would never be able to do that now because people would be living in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they'd be sleeping in there. Which, according to the artist at the time, he didn't care if you wanted to sleep in it or just hang out there and drink coffee or whatever. What he just wanted to see was, would people add to it in a way that it was, inspirational and at the same time you could participate in the art. And then that was about the same time afterwards, they did Pigs on Parade. Take a great big pig, you paint the pig, decorate the pig in some sort of way, and then the pigs would be all around Seattle. I did one called Ham and Cheese on Rye to Go. Painted him pink. He had 2 big pieces of bread. He was huge. And then he had a piece of Swiss cheese that was draped over his back. So ham and cheese. And I put him on wheels. I got old baby stroller wheels and put him on wheels. Then
I get it.
Yeah. Did you find the
No,
article?
I can't find yours. I found a bunch of other ones, but apparently yours is.
At 1:43 a.m., police and fire respond to a pig fully engulfed. My pig. Somebody set it on fire at Westlake. And then they took it off its stand, and it ended up in some warehouse somewhere, just sitting in there.
What did you do to the people of Seattle?
I don't know.
You don't think it was personal?
I'd like to think it wasn't. Whoever did that, you have a piece of spinach right here in your teeth.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, for a while, I was like, oh, maybe. I did take it personally. I thought, nah, just some guy,
a random incident.
Some outdoorsman, we like to call them back then. All right, Nate, checking traffic for us. Nathan, what's going on?
A lot, actually. Washington 811 has the update. Just hearing of a stall blocking the southbound I-5 exit ramp to eastbound 520 inside that tunnel, fully blocking the off-ramp. Mercer Island, eastbound 90, packed from Rainier Avenue now across the island due to road work. Seattle to Bellevue, 25 minutes, heading eastbound across the lake on both bridges now. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. Again, you'll save yourself about 15, 20 minutes if you can hop in that HOV lane. You're slow from Lake City Way through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett also at 50 minutes. You're slow between Kirkland and Bothell. Seattle to Federal Way is a 45-minute drive. You got a lengthy backup starting at MLK Junior Way all the way to South 272nd in Federal Way. This is just volume. And in JBLM, we've got this long-term collision, North 5 near the main gate. It's in the HOV lane, and that's why you're sitting in a 5-mile bumper-to-bumper backup back at Mounts Road. Olympia to Tacoma is right around 50 minutes. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, I know what it's like. You're watching your hair begin to thin and that crown disappears. You really feel like your hair, the loss of hair, is just robbing you of your identity. That is exactly how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. You see, Advanced Hair has got this simple one-day treatment, and they regrew my own natural hair, and they do the exact same thing for you. Because if you're looking in the mirror this morning or maybe this evening and you notice that it's thinning in the front or the back or whatever it is, you start to think, okay, is it going to stop? Probably not. You're just going to continue to lose more and more hair. So then you think, okay, maybe I'll shave my head and I'll be bald. Okay, if that's your choice, fine. But if you want your hair back, because let's be honest, you probably do want your hair back, you can set up a free consultation with $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Just give them a call at 425-449-8185. You don't want to wait because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. You have absolutely nothing to lose. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again 425 Business of the Year. So give them a call at 425-449-8185, 425-449-8185, or advancedhair.com.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Upgrading attic insulation is a popular and cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient, slashing utility bills. Call now and save $299 off attic ceiling and ventilation, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Download the KIRO News Radio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO News Radio app.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
It's a fact. When your eyes work correctly, light focuses through both your cornea and your lens to give you high-quality vision. Hi, it's Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision. Here's another fact. As we near age 50, we begin to lose the quality and function of our natural lens. That's when we start to reach for reading glasses and contemplate those cataracts on the horizon, typically in our 70s or later, but inevitable if we get old enough. Fortunately, K2 Vision has the advanced permanent solution for both, refractive lens exchange, or RLE. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. Plus, another thing is permanent. You will never develop a cataract. After over 20 years replacing over 100,000 failing lenses, we will help you determine when it's your right time for RLE. Go to k2visionrle.com and schedule a free Zoom consultation today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers. Permanently.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
Looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
Attempted Trump assassination suspect found
guilty on attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate.
President Trump addresses the UN General Assembly.
If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail.
Jimmy Kimmel back on the air tonight.
This will be a pivotal and defining moment.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper. In court, the man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump at a Florida golf course last year apparently tried to stab himself with a pen after learning the verdict, guilty on all 5 counts. CBS's Christian Benavides says of the trial.
Brian Ruth, of course, taking the unusual route of representing himself, and that made this entire trial go a lot quicker than initially anticipated. Just to give you an example of that, closing arguments for each side were set to be about an hour and 45 minutes each, and Ruth only took about 30 minutes to present his closing argument.
President Trump on learning the verdict.
Justice was served, and we'll see what happens.
On the sidelines at the UN General Assembly in New York, President Trump has met with Arab leaders as the nations discussed Gaza.
We want to end the war in Gaza. We're going to end it. We're going to end it. Maybe we can end it right now.
Earlier, Trump delivered a combative address to members. More on that from CBS's Olivia Rinaldi.
The president said today during his speech to the entire assembly that it's embarrassing that Europeans are still buying Russian oil and energy products that is helping fund the war in Ukraine.
The president criticized European allies over green energy and immigration and questioned the purpose of the United Nations. President Trump cancels a meeting with Democratic leaders 1 week before a government shutdown deadline. He says he won't meet with them until they, quote, become realistic with their demands regarding funding the government. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer responds.
By refusing to even sit down with Democrats, Donald Trump is causing the shutdown. This is a Trump shutdown.
ABC is bringing back Jimmy Kimmel's late night show after preempting it last week after backlash over the comedian's comments in connection to the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. 2 ABC affiliate owners, Sinclair and Nexstar, say they will not carry the show. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti.
Collectively, they own 70 local ABC affiliates, 25% of all local ABC affiliates nationwide. We're talking cities represented, including Washington, D.C. and Seattle, so significant markets there.
ABC says it decided to return the show to the air after thoughtful conversations with Jimmy Kimmel. Stocks closed down on Wall Street today. The Dow slipped 89 points. The Nasdaq fell 216 points. Now this.
Progressive Insurance. With insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Coming up, a suspect surrenders in a shooting that injured a Wazoo football player. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Home Comfort Alliance has our update. Good news, we cleared that stall from the South 5 exit ramp to 520, so the ramp is back open. But look out, we've got the stall sitting at the bottom of the ramp in the Gore Point. Eastbound 90 heading across the lake over Mercer Island. You're packed from Rainier Avenue all the way across the island again due to road work. This is with us for the next couple of weeks. Seattle to Bellevue has gone up just a little bit to a half hour now. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both pushing 50 minutes. Linwood to Seattle's at 45 minutes. You're crowded through Linwood and then bumper to bumper coming out of Northgate into downtown. Bellevue to Renton plan on a half hour. Renton to Puyallup at 50 minutes. And through JBLM, we've got this long-term collision. North 5 approaching the main gate. It's blocking the HOV lane. You're in a 5-mile thick backup starting back near Mounts Road. Olympia to Tacoma is going to take you 50 minutes. That's about a 15 to 20-minute delay. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. A University of Washington student has turned himself into police in a shooting that injured a Washington State football player. The 20-year-old claims he was acting in self-defense at a party following the Apple Cup. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon reports the student's attorney released a video of a fight leading up to that gunshot.
So you can see him struggle for a few moments, then he fires. The video continues for about 3 seconds as the football player drops to the ground and screams. That player is Sone Fale-Alo. Now, he is a redshirt freshman for the Cougs. Witnesses told police he was acting as security for the party.
Fale-Alo is now recovering. The student's attorney says they plan to contest any assault charges. 2 more people have been charged with felony assault and hate crimes in connection with an attack on a transgender woman in Renton. They're a 16-year-old boy and a 25-year-old man. Casey McNerthany with King County Prosecuting's Office says the adult could get about a year in prison if convicted.
There are certain types of crimes, hate crimes, animal cruelty, that are Class C felonies that have a big emotional impact, but still have a relatively low sentencing range.
The victim was assaulted last week, hospitalized with serious injuries. On Friday, 2 brothers, ages 15 and 17, pleaded not guilty in that attack. Seattle's police chief says he was touring the Chinatown International District last night, just hours before a deadly shooting in that neighborhood. Happened around 12th and Lane. 1 man died, another was injured. Police have no suspects yet. Also yesterday in West Seattle, police say a 31-year-old man was shot in his arm and leg. No motive in that shooting and no arrests. National baseball media sounding very high on the Seattle Mariners today. John Morosi of the MLB Network tells 710 Seattle Sports.
They should win the division. They probably will. And they should. The Seattle Mariners right now are the best team, not just with the best record. They are the best team in the American League West, and there are plenty of people who think they might be the best team in the entire league.
M's could clinch the AL West as soon as tomorrow, and with help from the Yankees, they could lock up a playoff spot tonight. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Some hazy sunshine out there right now. Air quality alert in effect until tomorrow at noon. Right now, 72 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Quietly, stories are on.
As the world turns.
To the man who used to say
this
to us.
portion brought to you today by delicious mountain-grown Folgers.
Oh, goodness.
Mountain-grown for rich flavor. And by Mild Ivory Liquid, the dishwashing liquid with long-lasting suds.
Man, it'd be like,
don't bother me, my stories are on. Don't bother me, kids.
Jesus, look after us when my mom wasn't around. All right, your stories are on right now, The John Curley Show. You can text us at 1-888-973-5476. All are welcome. Teeny choosing the letter of the day. And we know we asked a question earlier and somebody cheated on it, and we know you looked it up on Google. There's no way somebody got that so quickly.
Several people got it.
All
One
right,
specifically said he didn't cheat.
I know, me neither. Hang on. There we go. Wow. Go back in Washington history. Washington Protect the Initiative Act. Back in 2013, they asked the people of Washington basically said the measure would implement penalties for intimidating, harassing, interfering, or retaliating against petition drives and efforts. And it got defeated when the good people of Washington were asked, you still want to be able to harass people? 62% said, yeah, we want to be able to give them a hard time if we can. So Brian Hayward is at it again with Let's Go Washington. You got the two initiatives out there. We'll talk about the two initiatives. But people that always seem to be screaming and yelling, Brian, about protect democracy, I guess they didn't get the memo on some of the crap they're pulling in Clark County, Tacoma, and Bonnie Lake. Huh, Brian?
Well, I think it's only the democracy that they like. That's the only stuff they really want to protect.
Is there any other democracy than what they want? I mean, that's the thing. They've got their idea of democracy. So we'll talk about the initiatives in a second, but what happened in Clark County?
So first in Clark County, we had a store manager come out, and the stores, as you know, if they allow Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or any other group to collect or do anything in front of their store, it becomes public square territory by Washington law.
Okay.
And so this was one of those stores that had been doing that. The store manager actually in Clark County came out and started using shopping carts to wall off the signature table, and then the assistant manager apparently was on paid employee time, actively trying to persuade people not to go and sign the signatures. But then we had issues in Tacoma and Bonnie Lake all happening as well. In Tacoma, a couple came up to a signature gatherer and pretended to sign the signatures and then scribbled all over the already signed, trying to disqualify the other signatures that had already been on there. And when the signature gatherer protested, the woman accomplice swore at her, called her the B word, and said, "You're lucky I don't come in there and beat your rear end," right, and tried to intimidate her. And then we had at Bonnie Lake, a sort of bully came up, ran up, grabbed a sheet of about 8 signed sheets, so maybe about 150, 160 signatures, and ran off with them into the woods. And then I just got a phone call just now. That same guy apparently came back with a woman. He was pretending to be a security guard or something, and he was there back intimidating the signature gatherer again. So we're trying to get the police after them. But a woman came in pretending to be a priest, or claiming that she was a priest, and sort of harassing and trying to intimidate her.
Oh, wait, we have sound of her. Hold on, Brian. We like
about schools. You know, the one where they're concerned about schools. Go ahead. Accepting children as they are. Because I want to make sure I get my name on that one.
This one here is about the schools, if you want to read over it.
Yes, because let me tell you what that's really about. If you don't know, you inbred hillbilly bullshit. You know what that's really about? Boys like Marcus, who the only place he was accepted was at school. He found a little acceptance from his teachers. And there isn't a day goes by I don't think about that child. No relation to me, but I'm a priest, and that story was brought to me. And people like you who spew hatred against others
this
because
protects
of that
this does protect kids.
No, that's what it's about.
It does protect
It's
kids.
because teachers and schools accept the child's pronouns as they are. That's what you're doing, is spreading hatred against children. How dare you in all of your magnificent white glory? You certainly know what it is to be oppressed and marginalized. Who would know better than you?
Oh, God. Wow.
I do not agree with crimes against children at all, ever.
Really?
Or
But
abuse
yet
against
you
children,
are
I don't.
out here spewing hatred towards a group of children who are already experiencing it every day of their lives. How dare you?
Yeah.
How is it your business what somebody has in their pants?
Wow.
What genitalia they were born with, and who and what they choose to do with it? How is that your business? Are you a pervert?
You're harassing me.
Do you want...
Okay. Wow, Brian. Boy, I want to go to that priest and confess some of my sins, because she seems to be so sympathetic. She knows about spewing hate. So let's talk about the initiatives. There are 2. Strengthening communication between parents and schools. This seems a lot like the first initiative that was signed by over 450,000 people that you spent a boatload of money to get to go before Olympia. And they said, we just want to clean up a few sort of, kind of gray areas. Well, they just stripped the whole thing out and basically allowed the schools to keep parents in the dark regarding their children's physical and mental health. And because schools love your child more than you do. And they start with the idea that the government loves the kid more than the parents. So the parents are placed in sort of a third position, if you think about like a legal case, right? So school number one, kids number two, kids number one, school number two. And then the parents may or may not be kind of looped in on what's happening. And this initiative goes back and basically does the work of the first one. How will this one not get taken apart again, Brian?
It could be, but it goes to the legislature first, right? And they can't dismember it this year. They can either adopt it or ignore it. If they ignore it, it goes on the ballot in November of next year. And then if the voters pass it, which I think they overwhelmingly will, it becomes law. And I think that one's good for 2 years, right? So they can't mess with it for 2 years. If the legislature passes it, they could go ahead and mess with it again. But I'll tell you, there's something we've got this time out. I've got a couple of whistleblowers, and this is something I'm still sort of working on. We don't have all the details, but King County's got a program and what's happening is, in addition, it goes deeper. There's actually, the schools are figuring out, there's a special program in King County where they're actually sharing private information that would identify the individual. And I've actually got copies of files where they're sharing this information with like Portland State University and some researchers. They're running a grand experiment on our kids with what they call a survey. And we'll break more of this later, but the survey it's not a survey. It's a way for them to classify your kids, and it's about 100 questions that can be modified at any time without you knowing. They're doing a negative consent, so if you don't know about it and don't say no, they're assuming that they have parental consent, and then they'll just update on the web portal anytime the new questions for your kid to answer. And they're things like are you, do you feel suicidal? What's going on with your family? And I read some comments where they're getting very personal information on this. One child, 11-year-old kid, was saying, I'm having trouble with my mom right now, and she's smoking weed, and she's an alcoholic. And the school is collecting this information. It goes to this database that is being shared with King County and with some other outside sources. And I've seen contracts where they know specifically that they're getting this personally identifiable information. So this actually goes really deep. And parents, one of the things they were doing is there's HIPAA, which is health information.
Sure.
There's FERPA, which is educational information. And then what they were doing is, because those two had certain restrictions on them, they were hiding this in another non-educational file.
Oh.
So they could share this, right? I'm just digging into this. This is dirty and deep.
If this initiative gets the signatures and we don't have more wonderful priests coming up and screaming at somebody, and then it does, so then they don't do anything with it, and then next year we get a chance to vote on it, will this type of initiative stop this sort of, dirty, underhanded actions that are being done there in Seattle schools, or that'll have to be another story for another time?
I think it'll go about 3/4 of the way. There's still ways for them to do dirty things. But what I think it might do as well is bring attention to the issue. The Seattle Times a couple of years ago actually wrote an article about this, and then it got sort of memory hold. But I think bringing attention to it is an important part. One of the things that we're developing right now is a list of questions that parents can take to their schools specifically to ask and try to ferret this stuff out. We'll be publishing that out. Okay.
So now let's move on to the next initiative, which is protecting fairness in girls' sports. As the law is, if you are going to compete in a school activity involving sports, you have to undergo a physical. And in the physical, they determine you are biologically male or female. So no testing is done in the locker room, nothing before, or nothing on the side of the field or anything like that. This just simply says if you're a boy, you compete against boys. If you're a girl, you compete against girls. Pretty simple. This is where they call an 80-20. 80% of the people would be in favor of something like this. So the initiative is just simply saying there'll be a boys and a girls, and boys cannot compete against girls. That's basically it. You don't create a third category where trans athletes compete against trans athletes. This just simply says girls will be able to compete in open field in any activity and not have to worry about competing against a boy. This one seems pretty simple. This is another initiative that's out there. So there's two of them that are there that are being signed in any area, sort of public square, where, again, you have various folks going up and screaming and yelling, and then also defacing the property, stealing the stuff. And then do the police ever get called on any of this sort of stuff, Brian?
All the time. Yeah. In fact, the company that's out gathering signatures has been encouraging their people to pull their phones up and to call the police. And there's a couple of people I think they have on employee that go and actually talk with the police, because there's another issue, which is, and this we'd ask your listeners to help us out on this. The left has an organized opposition where if they see signature gatherers, they call the manager of that store and complain and say how terrible it is. And so all the manager gets is this negative complaint from these Karen screamers. And so we'd love to have people. And so then they'll call the police and trespass. And then we have actually it's the other company has a guy that goes and talks to the police and walks them through the law and says, no, this is what we have a legal right to do, et cetera. Mm-hmm. We would encourage listeners to do the opposite. If you see something, you see signature gatherers there, let the store know how much you appreciate them and their business, their being in the community. Give them some love and tell them how much we appreciate them. Right. And sort of do a counter to this hate where people are calling up and screaming about people exercising their democratic and First Amendment rights.
Joe, what do you want to say?
Sheriff Swank down in Pierce County tweeted this morning that I've been hearing a bunch of reports about initiatives, signature gatherers being bullied or threatened by violent activists. Make sure the reports are filed for these crimes. I'm setting up a task force to arrest these thugs.
Yeah. So you got Swank in there on your side, and you do have in certain counties you will have that sort of support. The person that the quote unquote priest. Reading from the doctrine of Marxism, that would be considered harassment. I don't know if she physically touched the woman or in any way defaced any of the property, but there is, I was reading ACLU, what to do if you disagree with initiative gatherers, what can we do? And they basically say, keep your hands to yourself, the same rules from kindergarten, but you can go up there and you can question people that are signing it. While they're signing it, you can also say, hey, I'd like to tell you my side of the story, which would be absolutely fine. That's a thing called free speech. You didn't used to get assassinated for it. So in this initiative gathering, you only have a limited amount of time, Brian Hayward. Let's Go Washington. You have how many weeks or months to get these initiatives and all the signatures you need?
We've got until January 2nd.
January 2nd.
We've got about
yeah. If people are listening and motivated with this, you can go get, and this isn't going to be the best sales pitch. Hey, if you'd like to be screamed at by somebody.
Well, we have a better solution for them. Go to letsgowa.com and we'll send them to them. We'll send a mail to them, and they can take that. It'll be a form that says, there's like 20 signatures. They can fill just one out and send it back to us, or then go talk to their neighbors and get 20 signatures and send it back to us. And that's a great way to defeat the screamers. We strongly encourage people to go to letsgowa.com, and it's easy to get it. All you got to do is fill the form out. We'll send it to you, and then, in fact, we'll send you a prepaid return envelope, so it's super easy for you to do.
Hey, Brian, a lot of people are asking on the text line, is there on your website or is there a Twitter account they can follow to see where the signatures are being gathered on any particular day?
So last year we did that, and it became a thing, a sort of an advertisement for people to go and protest it. But and there's two parts. There's a group of people that we've hired to go and get signatures, and we don't tell them where to go. They just go and set up wherever. So this time we're really working on, we want them out there when people are out shopping. So if you see it, sign. But if they go to letsgowa.com, we'll send it to them. And it's the most secure way. They don't get stolen. And the other side won't even know what's going on if we've got people doing it by mail.
And the most important thing, it shouldn't even have to be said, but if you're standing there and you are signing and someone comes up that believes in their own form of democracy, which is through intimidation and violence, don't engage in it, right?
Right.
Hold the line, because if you do that, then you're just as bad and, just as horrible as the other person. The Karen that we had, the picture we put up of her, the quote-unquote priest, and then the picture of the guy that went and stole the stuff and then came back dressed as a security guard. Hopefully, with the the assassination of Charlie Kirk, this only motivates people to want to have their voice heard in a peaceful way. Brian Hayward, thank you for your time and also for your money and your dedication to some common sense laws that we should have here in the state of Washington.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate everything you're doing.
All righty. There he goes. Brian Hayward from, where is he, Japan again?
Yes, Japan again.
We're not paying for that call, are we?
No, we are not.
Okay. Just check.
You can afford it.
Okay, yes. Okay. All righty. Let's go over to Nate checking traffic for us. Nathan.
Thanks, John. Washington 811 has our update on beautiful days like this. Just want to remind you to keep an eye out for motorcycles. Seattle to Everett is up to 1 hour. You're slow from Lake City Way through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett still hanging on at 50 minutes. Heavy, though, between Kirkland and Bothell now. Southbound 405 is packed from Northeast 85th and Kirkland all the way to Northeast 44th and Renton. Bellevue to Renton is a half hour. Mercer Island, eastbound 90, now packed from I-5 here in Seattle across the lake, across Mercer Island due to road work. Seattle to Bellevue is up to 35 minutes. Eastbound 520, wide open. Linwood to Seattle's at 40 minutes. Once you get through those backups in Linwood, you'll run into another backup at Lake City Way to I-90. Southbound 99, heavy from the zoo to the stadiums. Northbound 405, you're packed in the south end from I-5 up to the Renton Landing. South Center to Bellevue, 25 minutes. And at JBLM, we finally cleared that long-term collision north 5 near the main gate. It was in the HOV lane. Scattered backups now from Nisqually up to DuPont. Olympia to Tacoma is down to a 45-minute drive. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there, too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing. When it's time to get that roof replaced, choose Guardian with our expert insured team and our Guardian Guarantee. Call now and get 1 year of maintenance free with the installation of a new roof, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck is about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with a team that doesn't just set up your listings and let it sit. The Novak team creates a marketing strategy that's hands down proven successful. Mike sold over 1,500 homes and guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If Mike doesn't get your home under contract within 21 days, he sells it for free. That is no commission for Mike. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again. Never develop cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to overaccomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
It's G. Scott. School's back, and it's time to rally for the campaign to keep kids healthy. Donate at Safeway checkout to help families afford fresh fruits and veggies. With SNAP Produce Match, every dollar goes twice as far. Learn more at your neighborhood Safeway.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Washington's budget outlook just took a big hit. The state's latest revenue forecast shows a $903 million drop through 2029. More from KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi.
That drop is since the previous forecast back in June. Dave Reich is the state's chief economist.
Generally, as we've been saying for a while, the U.S. and Washington economies continue to transition to slower growth. We're seeing slower GDP growth and slower employment growth here in Washington.
The forecast helps shape the state budget, and officials say they're watching closely as Governor Ferguson's team prepares a supplemental proposal. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Republicans are blaming overspending by Democrats. In a statement, Representative Travis Couture says despite record revenues, the majority still managed to spend beyond our means. Washington Secretary of State is rejecting a federal request for access to the state's full voter registration list. That would include partial Social Security numbers and driver's license information. Secretary Steve Hobbs says that goes against state law.
They really don't have a basis to get this information, not very clear on why they need the information.
Hobbs sent a letter to the DOJ citing both legal and privacy concerns. He also questioned the department's true intent behind the request. Hobbs says he's still waiting for a reply from the DOJ. Former Seahawks star Richard Sherman will avoid trial on DUI charges. A King County judge approved a deferred prosecution today. Casey McNerthany with the county prosecutor's office says Sherman must complete 2 years of mental health treatment and serve 5 years of probation.
If someone, whether they're an athlete or an average Joe, and they stay out of trouble for the 2 years of the court term, then the court doesn't move that case forward through traditional prosecution, and it goes away.
Sherman was charged after a traffic stop in Bellevue last year. Time is running out to get a federal tax credit for new and used electric vehicles. That benefit expires in a week. The State Commerce Department's Stephen Hershkowitz says that will impact sales here.
There is going to be a bit of a drag on the growth rate that we have seen. So we've already seen the market growth slow down in 2024 into 2025.
Washington already eliminated the state tax incentives for EVs back in July. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 4:33 with Nate Connors.
It's busy out there, Aaron. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has our update. Seattle to Everett is a 1-hour drive. You're slow from Lake City Way through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett at 50 minutes. You're heaviest between Kirkland and Bothell. The drive through Everett, you're looking all right. It's just 15 minutes between Everett and Marysville. South 405 is heavy from Northeast 85th and Kirkland all the way into Renton. Bellevue to Renton's at 40 minutes. This is just volume. Mercer Island, just a reminder, we have road work on eastbound 90 and it's packed from I-5 across the island. Seattle to Bellevue is at 35 minutes. Eastbound 520 wide open, but you will have to pay the toll. Linwood to Seattle, 45 minutes. You've got backups in Linwood. And then South 5 at 520. We have a new stall blocking your right center lane, and you're backed up in the North Gate. Seattle to Federal Way is at 35 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on southbound 167 is at 45 minutes. Lake Washington Windows Autumn Savings Event is on now. Save $500 per window, $1,000 per door, plus enjoy 0 payments, 0 interest for 12 months. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Air quality alert in effect until noon tomorrow for King and Snohomish counties because of wildfire smoke. Shifting wind should blow that smoke out of the region by tomorrow. Right now, 72 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Heat waves. It's like a lid on a pot. High pressure traps heat and blocks out cool air. KIRO 7 Pinpoint Future Track alerts you to heat waves days in advance, and team coverage on KIRO 7 Pinpoint Alert Days keeps you plugged in so you can prepare and stay safe. Watch KIRO 7 Pinpoint Weather only on KIRO 7 News.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling.
Yeah, that energy you're feeling is about to mention Bucky. Well said, well read, Joe.
Thank you.
Bucky's Auto Service Centers. You know, they've got, last time I checked, 16 locations. Visit all 16, collect and trade those cards of all the mechanics, and then have fun swapping with your friends. They've been around for 55 years. Take the car to Bucky's Auto Service Centers. Take it there rather than filling with rats with bad dispositions and pushing it off a cliff. It's pretty simple. Take it to Bucky's.
Elementary.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Man, what a bad idea. What a horrible idea they have come up with. The new H-1B, B as in boy, tax. This is such a crappy idea. And here's the history of it. In 1952, Congress said, hey, let's let people from other countries come here and work in the United States. Truman vetoes it, but they get the votes and they say, nope, sorry, we're going to put this thing in place. So they established the Immigration Act. And then in 1990, they said, okay, here we're going to do you got to pay something, you bring somebody over. So in 1998, it was $500. And then they took it in 2000, they took it up to $1,000. And then in 2004, you want to bring somebody in from another country to do work. We're going to charge $1,500 per person coming in, right?
Annually, right?
Yeah, annually. They get them in there, right? Okay. 2020 rolls around and Trump, executive order, suspends bringing anybody in from another country because of COVID. He says that he didn't want anybody coming in from another country and displacing American workers. All right. Well, all right. Now they get this idea of it's $100,000. We're going to charge you $100,000 for you to bring somebody in from another country. What could go wrong? Well, let's just work through it. Oh, and here's the worst part of it. The word in this is section 1C, if you're reading along at home. Blah, 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 blah. And then it gets to, if the Secretary of Homeland Security determines in the Secretary's discretion, whenever you see the word discretion, look out. at the discretion, that hiring such an alien to be an employee of the H-1 specialty occupation workers in the national interest and does not pose a threat to the security and welfare of the United States. So basically, they put this thing in here that's going to allow the discretion. So what will happen is you'll get the big ones like Microsoft and Google and the rest will be able to say, we really need you to approve this person. Because we've got lobbyists that have just showed up about an hour ago, and they're going to be able to walk the hallways, and they're going to be able to lobby to make sure that that person can come in from that country so that person can then work in the United States. And that is part of the problem because, well, Microsoft and Google and all the big tech companies have lobbyists, and they pay them millions and millions of dollars so that they can go around and get in there and get that little piece that says discretion and go, look, it'd be really good for us to be able to have this guy come in. Can you just, and the guy, the Homeland Security people, yeah, okay. So they let him in on that one. The $100,000 to Microsoft or some of the other big tech companies is like to us a cup of coffee. They've got make billions and billions of dollars. So for them to bring somebody in for $100,000, nothing to them. But if you're a small tech startup in Austin, do you think you can afford $100,000 to have somebody to come in from India or some other country and to do the work? Absolutely not. You got a little tech company. You're doing everything you can to get capital together. Maybe you're borrowing. Maybe you've got some VC money, but it's not going to be enough to hire somebody. So the small tech companies that want to compete and want to be able to take on the big monsters and take advantage of the margins as to how much they charge and how much they make, small tech companies will be shut out. But the big ones will continue to dominate. It's the same thing that happened under the Biden administration when you pick and choose winners in the green energy shenanigans where they just say, well, we'll give money to this one or that one. And all the money pours in. So the small little companies that are trying to start up can never get any of the cash, can never get any of the funds. And they have to compete against something that's being subsidized by public dollars. They can't compete. They can't grow. They can't offer new alternatives. They can no longer sort of knock down the big guy where the big guy is. So this thing is crony capitalism all the way through. And this happens with Democrats and Republicans. And this is just a bad, bad idea because now you're going to make it that much harder for the small guy to compete against the big guy. And the big guy is going to easily be able to write as many checks as they want for $100,000 here and $100,000 there to bring in as many people as they want to continue to do the work. If they didn't do this, and they didn't put the $100,000 in there, then everybody can bring people in. Maybe you want to charge not $100,000. I see what he's trying to do. He's saying, oh, rather than you hiring an American worker, you're hiring somebody from another country that is better educated, has a better work ethic, and is willing to come here to the United States to work here rather than choosing somebody in the United States. It creates a gigantic wall that makes it difficult for American workers to know what the real marketplace is. Because the real marketplace would be have somebody in school who's smart enough and bright enough and says, well, look, I can't compete against somebody coming in from India that has a particular set of skills that is able to do that work if you didn't have that wall there. So that person would choose a different field of study, and they might extend and grow their knowledge in that field, and then they would be able to be hired in the marketplace with new skills. You could just simply say, well, the guys that are coming in from other countries, the men and women coming in from other countries are better educated and will work harder. So you want to hire them. The person who wants to work hard and do well, and they're an American citizen, they can get the education that they need, and they don't have to have the protection of the government stopping the competition that could normally flow through a free market. This is the exact example of why people hate crony capitalism, but it will get supported, it'll get passed, and Microsoft will make sure that they put this stuff in place, and these others will make sure as well, because they know it's to their benefit. It stops the little guy from getting big and taking away some of their bread. This is something that people need to learn if they want to learn something about economics.
Learn some economics.
And won't this just be undone by the next administration?
Not well. Is it an executive order right now?
It's a proclamation, apparently.
Oh, yeah. They could flip it around the other way, but they won't. Whoever's in there, because they want to keep it in place. Because, again, the lobbyists that these tech companies have. It's all their buddies.
Yeah.
They work there and then they left there and then they work for some big tech company. They come in and they say to their buddies, hey, can you make sure using the discretion of the guy that's heading up Homeland Security, just let us let this guy in.
And they want to be able to stifle the upstart competition.
Sure they do. They do it all the time. Just simply crushing them. You don't want any competition. You want to be able to have your little setup, and you're going to use the force of the government. When people talk about monopolies exist when the government gets involved. The monopolies are created. They're fertilized by the government. And the government loves it because the government gets stuff out of it. They get their guys to get donations. You can get, if you're a congressman or a senator, you pretty much count on that company giving you some dough because you cut them a little side deal.
Ugh.
It's awful, isn't it?
It is awful.
I met a congressman on Saturday, and I went over to him. I said, hey, can you get me Ken Buck's phone number? That guy was like, not a fan of Ken Buck. I was like, okay, never mind. You got a little something right here in your teeth. Let's check Nate. He's got traffic for us. Nathan.
KIRO Radio Rundown's got the update. Seattle to Everett, a 55-minute drive. Still slow from about Lake City Way through Linwood. This hasn't changed in the last half hour. Bellevue to Everett, though, has changed. We're climbed up to an hour commute now. Getting thicker between Kirkland and Bothell. South 405 heavy from Northeast 60th in Kirkland down to Northeast 44th in Renton. Bellevue to Renton is improved a little bit. We're down to 35 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 40 minutes. We cleared that stall at 520, but we've got a thick backup from Northgate into downtown. North 5 at Lakeview Boulevard just past Mercer. A collision blocks your right lane, and that's got you bumper to bumper back to the Michigan curve. Tacoma to Olympia, plan on 45 minutes. And again, if you're heading east of the mountains, Blewett Pass remains closed for the third day due to a wildfire. Still no estimation when this road will reopen. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Nick just texted me. Are you going to talk about Closets by Design? Because I just put away all of your shirts in those wonderful drawers. I'm like, okay, whatever. Here's what happened. We had Closets by Design come out to the bar, and the nice lady sat from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock and came up with incredible ideas, because Closets by Design does it differently than these other closet companies. They don't come in with pre-made or predefined standardized parts and just try to screw it into the wall somewhere. No, they say, what's the problem? Here's a whole bunch of solutions. Which ones do you like? And by the way, we'll try to match all of the molding and the stuff on the doors, so all the wood matches. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the work that Closets by Design has done, and you will too, especially the fact that they're family run, they're locally owned. They've been around for 22 years. You want to be able to get them to come to your house and come up with great ideas that are customized to you. You can set up a free consultation by giving them a call at 1-800-BY-DESIGN, and you're going to love the price. Ready for this? 40% off, plus an additional 15% off, and 18 months financing and free installation. It's Closets by Design. Give them a call now at 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
Your time is money, so why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
My name is Jack Lamb. I'm the CEO and owner here at Aslan Brewing Company in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. We're an organic brewery, about 80 employees. I'm a member of AWB because I know that they're advocating for me as a business. One of the greatest benefits of being a member of AWB is AWB's health choice. It's amazing. I mean, it beats all the other competition, all the other quotes I get for my insurance. We look to health choice to round out that compensation package to truly make it sustainable for us long term. When we know we have to save a lot of our money to give back to the community, this helps us really inject worth and value into our employees. I feel like I can trust Health Choice because it's backed by AWB and because AWB has always been there for me.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Tune in each Tuesday morning for KIRO's Financial Update, sponsored by Madrona Financial. Each Tuesday at 6:45, Charlie Harger talks with CPA Brian Evans about what's going on in the financial world and how that affects you. Get the latest information and updates that impact your ability to navigate these financial times. Charlie and Brian discuss the stock market, retirement planning, interest rates, and anything else that will help you understand what's going on in your financial life. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 6:45.
Right now at Les Schwab Tires, it's the Fall Tire Fest. Save up to $120 instantly on select sets of 4 all-weather tires. You'll get year-round, all-weather performance, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. And every tire comes with America's best tire warranty. 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Just another way you'll get more from less. Stop by a store or shop online at leschwab.com. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
1-888-973-5476. You are all welcome to participate in the show, and you YouTubers out there. So safe and pay-per-view. Feeling pretty good about myself since I actually hit the camera for the first time.
Oh, did you?
You guys over there.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't
Wish
see
I'd
it.
see that.
You didn't see it. Oh, high outside ball 1. That's for you guys. Rise at the Mariners game.
Oh,
maybe I should check in, have him check in, and see how it's going over there.
I don't think it starts till 6:40.
He's there anyway.
Oh, good.
Getting there early. Joey says, hey, tell stories about your family. Your family's so weird.
Yes.
I tell you, there's nobody weirder in my family than my sister. Takes the cake. I love her. Kooky gal. Kooky. And she blames us because my brother and I tortured her. So Lori is a English professor, and she decides she wants to meet some people and talk about poetry. So she finds this group that's been meeting for 20 years, and they meet on Mondays at 1 o'clock at this library to talk about poetry. Her husband says to her, I don't think you want to be, really? 1 o'clock on a Monday? You think those are the people you want to be sitting there talking to? So Lori goes in, and they're going to talk about E.E. Cummings and some of E.E. Cummings' work. Lori's a big fan of that. So they take one of his pieces, and they're looking at it, and the analysis that they're doing is just horrible. And Lori's like, oh my God, what an awful group of people. And then one of the women says, well, you know that he hated Jews. He was anti-Semitic. Another woman yells out, you know, that anti-Semitism is on the rise. It's horrible because of Trump. I mean, Trump, and he's a Hitler. He's a fascist Hitler. And then somebody else says, yeah, well, the reason the Christians don't like Jews is because the Jews killed Christ. These Christians are moronic. Lori's like, oh my God, what have I done to myself? She says, and they're like, well, actually, you know, she's trying to explain some stuff about E. Cummings. Well, he was a racist. Well, no, he wrote a bunch of poems. It was about anti-racism. Yes, he has one poem that's sort of considered to be anti-Semitic, and these women don't want to hear anything she has to say. So then when the meeting breaks up, one of the women say, why don't you write poetry? Why don't you write a poem for us so we could analyze it? And Lori's like, oh, okay. So Lori went home, and she has written a poem. By the way, there's 7 women in the group. She's written a poem about 7, just happens to be, blind mole rats. Okay. So the poem is about these women.
Oh, no.
But they're not going to know it because they're so dumb. And so she's putting the finishing touches on this thing.
Oh, wow. So next Monday?
They're going to be analyzing it. And Lori, they're going to be like trying to figure it all out. And little do they know, it's all about them.
Ooh,
7 blind mole rats. I said, Laura, when you finish the poem, you have to.
Yes.
I want to be able to read it on the air.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. You know, you try to do something, meet some people, thing you brought together by poetry.
1 p.m. on Monday?
I know. Come on, ladies. Here's Nate there, traffic and checking it for us right now. Nathan.
All right, Lake Washington Windows and Doors has the update. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, about the same at 1 hour. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. Minor backups there in Linwood, and then bumper to bumper from Northgate down to I-90. Southbound 99, a good alternate from getting off that backup on I-5, but it is heavy as you approach the Aurora Bridge down to the stadiums. North 5 and Lakeview Boulevard, just past Mercer, a collision takes up your right lane, and you're backed up bumper to the Michigan curve. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, it's a half hour on 520, 40 minutes on I-90. Seattle to Bellevue, 35 minutes on eastbound 90. You're packed from I-5 across Mercer Island for road work. Eastbound 520 is wide open. Lake Washington Windows Autumn Savings Event is on now. Save $500 per window, $1,000 per door. Plus, enjoy 0 payments, 0 interest for 12 months. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, you listen to Nate's Traffic. If you happen to also be in your car and you're thinking, I want you to look right now at the upper left-hand corner of the windshield, as long as you're not going to take your eyes off the road. You'll notice, like most people have, a little sticker up there that says when you're supposed to change your oil, how many miles or how many months, right? And you look at that thing, and it bothers you if you've gone over the miles. Why? Because you know you should take good care of the car of yours. Because if the car breaks down, you're in a whole bunch of trouble. The engine seizes up. You got to get a whole new engine or a whole new car. I'm going to also make sort of the sweeping generalization that most guys take better care of their cars and trucks than they do themselves. So you can't put a little sticker up in the corner saying when you should be able to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic to take care of yourself to avoid the big bad stuff like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. But if the sticker were there, it would tell you that you should go 4 times a year to get a blood draw and then 2 weeks later talk to your doctor for an hour on the phone as the doctors there at Longevity Medical Clinic help you to extend your life. They give you longevity by stopping the big ones from taking you out, like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. They make a few other adjustments so you get more miles. You get a chance to enjoy your life that much longer, to keep the analogy going. Take the free health analysis right now at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 38, Max Strong, fullback. Certainly one of the great Seahawks of all time. Selfless player, leader on that offense, played special teams, and was a great receiver out of the backfield.
The Hawks aim for their 3rd straight win, playing under the Thursday night lights in Arizona against the division rival Cardinals. Kickoff 5:15, pregame at 2.
Right here on KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
DC politicians want to enact harmful credit card mandates that could take away your cash back and rewards points. Perks that stretch your budget and make life a little easier. Losing these benefits means less money for your family's everyday essentials like gas and groceries. The perks you rely on could disappear, leaving you with higher costs and fewer options. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. I'm here with good news. Guardian has flexible financing options. With Guardian's acclaimed services, you can upgrade or repair your roof, gutters, and insulation. Call to hear about our flexible financing options or visit guardianroofing.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Jimmy Kimmel returns to the air tonight, 1 week after being pulled off because of comments made during the monologue in connection with the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. KNX reporter Craig Figner has more.
Not everyone supports Jimmy Kimmel's return to television tonight. There are a few people outside the theater here on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood who say Disney made the wrong decision.
Jimmy Kimmel's a nasty guy. He should never be on the air again.
He's only back because they didn't have a choice, because the Hollywood elite had to bring him back. Okay, let's Sinclair and Nexstar, they're not showing him, thank God.
Craig Figner for CBS News, Hollywood.
Ryan Ruth now faces life in prison after being found guilty on all 5 counts in the attempted assassination of then-candidate President Trump on a Florida golf course last year. Ruth represented himself in court, a bad decision, according to criminal defense attorney Joe Tamburino.
I think he will get life in prison. He has a number of charges, and he has a criminal record. He's been convicted of being basically a felon in possession, of assaulting federal officers, and trying to assassinate a presidential candidate.
Officers say that after the verdict was read, Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen but was restrained. During his address to the UN General Assembly, President Trump rails against open borders and tells world leaders that their, quote, countries are going to hell. He has also met with world leaders on the sidelines, including Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports that the president now says he believes Ukraine, with the help of NATO, can win back all territory lost to Russia.
This is a reversal from a president who has spent much of the last several months suggesting that Ukraine and Russia would probably have to cede territory in order to get to some kind of an agreement to end the war. But now coming out of this meeting today, suggesting that Ukraine could get everything back is a stark departure. Music to the ears of the Ukrainians, a relief to the Europeans who would like to see that happen, and obviously not great news for Vladimir Putin, but a signal that the president now shifting his position on this.
Top Democratic leaders are lashing out at the president after he suddenly canceled a meeting to discuss avoiding a government shutdown. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries.
It's clear that Donald Trump and House Republicans and Senate Republicans are running scared.
President Trump has not ruled out another meeting. Funding to keep the government open expires at midnight next Tuesday. The Memphis City Council has voted on a resolution that would urge Governor Bill Lee to reject President Trump's order to deploy National Guard troops to Memphis to combat crime. The resolution failed with 4 yes votes, 4 no votes, and 2 members abstaining. Stocks fell on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Coming up, a UW student is in custody tonight and accused of shooting a Wazoo football player. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, this report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Seattle to Everett's a 55-minute drive. You've got backups from Lake City Way through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 1 hour. It's backed up from 520 to 527 there in Canyon Park, but you're just barely moving between Kirkland into Totem Lake. Everett to Seattle is going to take you 55 minutes, 40 from Linwood, minor backups in Linwood, and then you're bumper-to-bumper from Northgate Way all the way to I-90. Southbound 99 starting to thin down a bit, but you're still heavy from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums where the Mariners have a 6:40 game. We just cleared our collision North 5 at Lakeview Boulevard just past Mercer. This will help alleviate that backup starting way back at the Michigan curve. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, 35 minutes now on 520, which is packed from 405 all the way to I-5. 40 minutes on I-90. You're slow from Mercer Island to I-5. And Seattle to Bellevue, 35 minutes on eastbound 90 because of road work. You're packed from I-5 across Mercer Island. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit HomecomfortAlliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. Police have now arrested a University of Washington student accused of shooting a Washington State football player in Pullman. The 20-year-old suspect claims self-defense as he was trying to protect his cousin, who is now in critical condition. The family telling KIRO 7 TV.
My son is laying up with collapsed lungs from being beaten by these football players.
Suspect's attorney released a video of a fight before the UW student shoots and injures Sone Falealo, an offensive lineman for the Cougars. Court documents show he was acting as security at a party following the Apple Cup. Falealo will recover. 4 people are now charged with felony assault and a hate crime in the brutal attack on a transgender woman in Renton. Prosecutors say the 16-year-old and 25-year-old suspects were charged today. 2 teen brothers have also been charged in the attack. The victim remains hospitalized. 2 gunmen are still on the loose in separate shootings in Seattle. First in West Seattle, police say at least 20 rounds were fired. A 31-year-old man was hit multiple times near 27th Avenue in Southwest Cambridge. This neighbor lives nearby.
It's just scary. Like, we don't have to come to the point of violence all the time to solve problems, but people just don't care. It's getting worse and worse.
And in the Chinatown International District, 1 man was killed, a second critically wounded last night during a fight between 2 groups. No arrests in either of these cases. Newly released dashcam video shedding light on a Seattle police pursuit that looked like a scene straight out of the movies. Here's KIRO News Radio's Heather Bosch.
It starts when police try to pull over an Audi Q5 with stolen plates. And the car takes off.
We turn it northbound.
It heads to the University Bridge, which is open and in the process of lowering again for vehicle traffic.
The bridge is up. I'm going to have him stuck here. Hold there.
But the car does not stop. Dashcam video showing it crash through the arms of a safety gate.
He actually made the jump over the bridge.
The car lands hard on the other side. Officers later find it damaged and abandoned.
And that driver is still on the loose. Weather Now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Air quality alerts in effect until noon tomorrow for much of King and Snohomish counties. Should see conditions improve by tomorrow afternoon. Highs in the mid-70s. Right now 72 and some hazy sunshine in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
What are you expecting? What are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm looking for something delicious, suspicious, something huffalicious. Something off the charts, baby. Yeah.
Name that show.
No idea.
Yeah, is that like chopped or crushed or mutilated?
That doesn't sound like a cooking show.
Is that a cooking show?
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, look, you would know.
That's true.
Do you watch those shows?
Not as much as I used to, but I used to like Chopped, yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see you on there.
Guys' Grocery Games.
Yeah.
Stupid show.
I like Supermarket Sweep.
Well, you know what?
That's a classic.
Whoa, hey.
How about that?
Gotta start the show.
Oh, right.
Hey, diving in the show. Yeah. How about that murder?
Oh, how about him, baby? Yeah. I'm going to check the Yankees score right now.
Oh, boy.
All right, here we go.
Because their game has an impact on us.
Colorado Rockies coming to town. They won 6 games, lost 410.
Magic number is still 3?
Yes.
We don't need to go through that again.
Oh, certainly.
Hurt my head last night. Rise at the game. I'm going to try to.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I don't know. First pitch, I don't know why he's down there already.
Yeah.
He's one of those weird fans, brings a mitt, wears a cup to the game. That's a real fan.
That's a real fan right there, yeah. Yeah, but Yankees are up 1-0. That matters because if the Yankees win tonight and we win tonight,
yeah,
guaranteed a spot in the playoffs.
Ooh. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Yankees. All right. Let's talk about this. The Major League Baseball a couple of years ago decided, the game's taking too long. 5 hours is too long for people. I think they were able to knock like 20 minutes off the game, sped stuff up, pitch clock, number of times the batter can step out, just generally just trying to move it along. And they were pretty proud of the fact they think they got one under 4 hours. So, or close to 4 hours. Now, it seems like this rule is only going to add additional time. So Major League Baseball will use robot umpires in 2026.
I saw the average challenge, because they've been doing this in the minor leagues for the past few years to test it out, adds like 15 seconds per challenge. Yeah. So nothing crazy.
Come on, John.
Yeah. You watch tennis on TV?
Yes,
ever?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. So when they go in or out and the player can challenge, it's just like that. They kind of zoom in on the ball.
They show where the ball hits. Yep.
On the line, in or out. So it's just like that. It's instantaneous. They'll show it on the big scoreboard in outfield and across all 30 ballparks, and you'll know pretty quickly. You get 2 challenges per 9 innings.
Okay.
And you get to keep those challenges if you get it right.
And if you get it wrong,
you lose it. If you get it wrong, you lose it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how many games this will affect.
Well, I think it's going to come down a lot to the important calls at like the ends of the game.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't think a player is going to say, "Oh, that was a ball on an 0-1 count." They're not going to waste a challenge on that.
Is this the beginning of the end of the umpire, the human being?
I hope not. Because you still have plays at the plate.
Right.
Right. I mean, if someone's tagging up and there's you got to tag the guy. I don't think you can have a robot call that instantaneously. I guess in theory you could.
But
it's fun to see them go, "You're out."
I know, with a chainsaw pull on that thing. I remember watching an umpire talking about that he doesn't want to do too much of it, but just enough, like, get him that chainsaw pull on that. That maybe the robot could do that.
Not as fun.
But so often, the great thing about baseball is the fact that the umpire is a human being adds the additional element to the game. When you're like, oh my God, that was way outside, right? And then, unfortunately, yes, there can be some. Who's the worst guy? Was it Hernandez?
Angel Hernandez.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm no fan of umpires. I shout at them as much as the next guy when they make a bad call. Come on, Blue.
What are you, blind?
But at the same time, I mean, they get it right like 90% of the time.
Yes, that's right. About 87% is about the average.
Right. So if you think about it, it's not going to affect the game that much, I don't think, at the end of the day. They're going to be challenging within, 10% of those calls.
Yeah.
5 or 6 times a game, maybe. What's that going to add? 2 minutes?
I liked it, the old-fashioned umpires that had, like, they were holding up small futons in front of them. Remember they'd have, like, this little mattress? They'd held that thing up there.
Yeah, what happened to those?
I don't know what happened to those
I remember
things.
those in Little
League, for sure.
It was hard to do. We had to put it down, then you're out. Chainsaw pull, pick it back up, and it's all dusty. Plus, the other thing is you got the little brush when they're kicking the dirt onto the home plate, right? Good
they
stuff.
Always bend over, like they always have that crouched position.
They get hit in the throat sometimes. That's always exciting.
That's the best stuff.
I know. And you still gotta have the manager be able to shout at the umpire.
Yes, right.
That has to be part of the game.
Right.
The manager has to have somebody to kick dirt on.
Right. Get right up into their face, just inches away.
Yeah.
Right.
Flying.
And then flying is getting back in there, and then and then throw the other guy out as well. All right, so the robot won't do that. There's 2 to a game. You'd think it will take only 15 seconds because they tried this in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
So the overall, it'll, and again, when a bad call is made, when that call really needs and is really, being counted on by whatever the team is, you won't see, everyone just going crazy on the umpires.
Yeah, exactly.
If anything, you know what? I just thought of this. If anything, it takes some pressure off them.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming around to it. I used to be a traditionalist. I didn't like the replays at first. I didn't like the pitch clock, but ultimately, I mean, baseball is finally adapting to modern times. I mean, football does this.
Sure.
They've been doing it for a long time, and the reality is that baseball has a viewership problem and dropping fandom. So they have to do something to try to bring new fans and new energy into the game. This will do it.
I had a philosophical discussion with the president of the Atlanta Braves, the guy who invited me to go to the Braves game wherever I wanted, and he hasn't returned the call 4 times. Thanks a lot. And I told him, I said, your problem is divorce, because if you think about it, I saw the study that men teach the boys how to throw a baseball, how to hit in the backyard. If dad's not home, the kid's not playing, the baseball is not being thrown, you don't get your first mitch get from your dad, you put the oil on it and you put the rubber bands around it and you put it in the oven or under the mattress and you get it all broken in and you go in the backyard and throw the ball around with your dad. If you don't have your dad throwing the ball, the kid doesn't care about baseball, then the dad doesn't bring the kids to the baseball game, and it breaks that chain, the connection between one generation to the next, to the greatest game of baseball.
Wow.
Nicely said.
And he's like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
And he also prided himself on they took their average attendance age from 57 to 54.
That's great.
That's pretty good.
That's progress.
Right. So bringing baseball back. They should pick up some of the kind of crazy rules that they have in the banana.
Savannah Bananas.
You know some of these? See if Aaron likes any of these.
Oh, okay. So they play banana ball. That's what they call their rules. 1, win the inning, get the point. So you just get 1 point per inning. 2, there's a 2-hour time limit on each inning, which seems like a lot.
2 hours on each inning?
No inning can be longer than 2 hours.
I hope so.
No stepping out. Batters are penalized if they step with a strike if they step out of the batter's box. No bunting. Bunting is strictly prohibited. Batters can steal first. After a walk, the batter can run to first base and potentially advance further. No walks allowed. Walks are replaced by sprints. I don't know what that means. No mound visits, so that speeds things up. Fan catches foul ball. If a fan catches the foul ball, it's an out. I love that one. And then the showdown tiebreaker. If it's tied, there is a tiebreaker. I think it's like a home run derby kind of thing. And then the banana ball challenge. Fans can challenge a ruling made by an umpire. I don't know how they do that. And the golden batter rule is the last one, that a team can select any batter to hit in any spot in the lineup once per game.
You like any of those?
No. That's not baseball. That's a little gimmicky.
It's a sideshow.
All right, I'm going to run this one by you for trivia. My son told me about this the other day. So the pitcher signals that he wants to pitch out, right? So so the catcher will move over. Did you see that there was some disagreement? The catcher moves over, and the pitcher throws a fastball right down. Did you see this?
Yes.
Did you see
Framber
this?
Valdez?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
the Houston Astros.
I did it. I think they did it twice. Which is unheard of in the game of baseball, because the connection, the trust between the catcher and the pitcher, you don't violate that. And when he told him, I'm going to pitch out, he moves over into that position and he rips that fastball down there. Whatever happened between those two?
Framber Valdez is still pitching for the Astros, and we rocked him around on Saturday, which is awesome.
He apologized after the game.
Kind of, sort of.
He also said, I don't think I did it on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they handled it in the clubhouse, and not much came of that.
Oh, okay. But it was one of these things you hardly ever see.
No, and Valdez kind of has a reputation for being a little bit of a hothead.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, there's your baseball, and that is the update. So we will have you. What time's the first pitch?
6:40.
6:40. Okay.
And there are tickets still available. But
what? Tickets still available? Yes,
there are, but not for the Dodgers series. It's sold out apparently.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even think I got tickets.
Buy them somewhere else. All right, thank you, Aaron. There's your update on the Mariners and the changes when it comes to Major League Baseball and their robots. Okay, the President of the United States has done something completely unnecessary when he decides he's going to designate Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. You don't have to do this. It's unnecessary because we already have rules in place. They're not foreign terrorists, and we already have rules regarding when people are breaking the laws, like Antifa or anybody else that's breaking any of these rules. But he puts them in place. He tried to do this in 2020. It wasn't really necessary. Doing it again with an executive order, designating an idea of fascism known in shorthand as Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization. The problem is that so often when you would ask, different people about Antifa, I think Nancy Pelosi, and it's not a group, it's just an idea. How could you possibly arrest an idea? I think it was Levitt was asked about Antifa there at the press conference.
Well, Antifa is going to be designated a domestic terrorist organization. The president intends to sign that executive order very soon as it's drafted, as soon as today, later this afternoon. And this is something the president campaigned on because we have seen a rise in violence perpetuated by Antifa radical people across this country who subscribe to this group. And unfortunately, it's gone widely uncovered by many in the legacy media. It also went completely...
Yeah, but just because it's not covered doesn't mean that there aren't rules and there aren't laws and these people are not getting arrested.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like by, designating them a domestic terrorist organization, it isn't going to do anything. But
completely ignored by the previous administration. Not anymore. Not only, as you mentioned, were the bullet casings subscribed with Antifa mottos, if you will, in the heinous assassination of Charlie, but there have also been more examples than I could read off for you here in this briefing room today of violence from Antifa. I will just read a few. In July 2025, several members of an Antifa cell ambushed and opened fire on officers at an ICE facility in Alvarado, Texas, shooting one officer in the neck. Also in July 2025, the president intends to sign that executive order. 3 Antifa members were charged with assaulting a police officer during a violent riot.
Right, they caught them, they charged them.
Yeah, I know like diehard Antifa guy that lives in Portland.
Yes,
that I went to high school with.
Oh, okay.
And he is like, he's mask on, black bloc, all that stuff. Nobody's paying him. That's a big part of this too. They're saying,
there's nobody's funding these organizations.
But
right?
he's just that left. He's just kind of a radical dude, and he goes out there and he likes to get in fights.
Does he know the whole history of Antifa? During the Weimar Republic? So they went in, and to fight the Nazis, Antifa were communists. And they weren't trying to save the Republic from Nazis. They just wanted to have the Republic become communist. So they did. They were able to help get the Nazis, drive the Nazis out of there. And then they went scurrying back, Antifa went scurrying back to the Soviet Union. And they get there, and they're like, hey, we're back. We can mix things up now. We could do stuff here. And Stalin was like, with all of you, goodbye. And he put him in a gulag and then executed him. So they weren't trying to save Germany from the Nazis so that they could save the Republic. They wanted communism to be there. And Hitler was trying to fight communism as well. And again, they ended up where they ended up, which is in the ground. They are here in the United States not to save the United States. They just want to disrupt the United States and overthrow and break the power struggles and break apart, the institutions that we have and replace it with what? Communism?
Yeah.
Like if you talk to your friend, they don't know what they're doing.
No, he's just an anarchist.
Right.
But there's no. I don't think there's a roster or anything like that. There's no. Nobody has to approve your application.
I had a friend of mine that wrestled in high school and then wrestled in college and went out to dinner. Went out to a bar with him on a Saturday. All he wanted to do was fight somebody.
Yeah.
That's all. He's like, I'm gonna mix it up tonight. I'm like, no, don't mix it up tonight. Does not mix it up tonight?
Oh.
No, I'm gonna shoot in on somebody. I'm gonna mix it up. Shoot in as a wrestler. Gonna go and get the guy's legs out.
Double leg.
You got my back. You got my back. No, I don't have your back. I don't want to do this. Why should we do this? I just want to have a beer. I'm gonna mix it up. I got my numbers. I'm like, I'm not fighting. And then take it outside. You get it in the parking lot, and some guy's like, he's going to go on you and team up on you. I'm like, I'm not part of this. I am not part of this. And then after my friend kicks some guy's butt and then they beat him up, then we get in the car. He's like, yeah, dude, thanks for being there for me. Why? Just as you wrestled in high school and wrestled in college, you're still trying to live out your whatever it was.
Yep.
And you got to beat somebody up. And what am I going to take a punch in the face?
This face?
I got to make a living with this face. Lose a tooth? Come on. Where's that guy today? Probably still mixing it up.
Oh, we should call him.
He's like, okay.
Oh,
this new microphone needs to go to Longevity Medical Clinic and gets testosterone checked. Jeez. What do I have to do to get this thing? Nap. Moment of silence as we all keep our jobs. There we go. Here's Nate in traffic. Nathan.
Seattle Sports has the update. It is busy out there, and we've got a new collision on the east side, northbound 405, just past 520. This collision blocks both toll lanes. Traffic jams up at the scene and then continues all the way into Bothell, Bellevue to Linwood, 45 minutes. It's another 15 to 20 minutes if you're continuing into Everett. Seattle to Everett, 1 hour drive. Back up some Northgate through Linwood. Coming the other way, Everett to Seattle is going to take you 55 minutes. 40 from Linwood. You've got a 2-mile backup through Linwood, and then bumper to bumper from Northgate Way all the way down to I-90. North 5, you're packed at the Michigan Curve up to Mercer as we recover from an earlier collision just up the freeway at Lakeview Boulevard. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, it's 35 minutes now on both 520 and I-90, and both routes start to jam up almost near Bellevue Way all the way into Seattle. Road work on Mercer Island has eastbound 90 packed from I-5 across the island. Bellevue to Renton, plan on 35 minutes. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
We've been talking about the fact that mortgage rates have dropped and you're going to get your house on the market. You know what people really like when they go to look at your house? They want to see the closets because it really says whether or not this is a up-to-date home. You open up that closet and it's one of these master bedrooms you can walk into and it looks really nice, right? And it's going to be a nice way for you to put some money into that house and you'll get the money back and you're going to have it really show well. It's a very, very simple upgrade to the house. So again, planning on putting your house in the market because interest rates are going down. People are going to be selling. Let's get Closets by Design to come in there. They're locally owned. They've been around for 22 years. They're family owned and they've got incredible customer service. They're going to customize everything for you. They don't come in like that other places you probably heard of that's already got the pre-made stuff. It's predefined, something you buy at some big box store or something. No, they're going to come in, see what the problem is, and give you the very best look when it comes to organizing that house. 40% off plus an additional 15% off. Get out of town plus 18 months financing and free installation. Call them now. Set up a free consultation. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Hart.
And I'm Amanda Factor. Here come the Rockies.
Will the Mariners clinch a playoff spot tonight?
We'll have all the highlights tomorrow morning.
Jimmy Kimmel is back on the air after a short suspension.
Can't watch it on TV in Seattle, so we'll let you know what he had to say.
All the day's top stories, and Sully has traffic every 10 minutes on the 3s.
Hope you can join us tomorrow 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Enjoy the comfort of home plus the thrill of adventure at Angel of the Winds RV Resort. Spacious RV sites, clubhouse with heated pool, indoor fitness center, walking trails, dog park, competitive rates. You want to talk about luxury? This is Washington's only 10-10-10 plus rated RV resort by Good Sam. Book your stay today. RVwinds.com for the ultimate getaway. Go now.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck is about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with a team that doesn't just set up your listings and let it sit. The Novak team creates a marketing strategy that's hands down proven successful. Mike sold over 1,500 homes and guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If Mike doesn't get your home under contract within 21 days, he sells it for free. That is no commission for Mike. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on OpenSignal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, October 5th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, September 23rd through September 29th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. Bad news for the state budget. Projected revenue is down a lot through 2029. It is off by $903 million since the last forecast in June. Dave Reich is the state's chief economist. He says national and state economies continue to slow.
Things kind of panned out as we expected.
We're seeing slower GDP growth and slower employment growth here in Washington. And then, of course, a lot of the changes we've discussed over the last couple of meetings continue to be a source of uncertainty, and that kind of compounds the trend.
In a statement, Governor Ferguson says the state is also facing billions of dollars in cuts from the federal government. Republicans are blaming Democrats, saying they're overspending. Seattle Mayor is proposing an $8.9 billion budget. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports it does not include layoffs, but it does raise taxes.
Mayor Harrell's proposed 2026 budget includes a new B&O tax that will be included on a ballot for voters to decide, and Budget Office Director Dan Eder says a permanent public safety sales tax.
The B&O tax proposal, the biggest move here in the budget, provides tax relief or entirely exempts 90% of current B&O taxpayers.
In 2027, the city could face another $140 million deficit. To pay for that, they'll look to the state to eliminate a cap on raising property taxes. Outside City Hall, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Washington Secretary of State Steve Hobbs is pushing back against a federal request for voter information. Hobbs sent a letter to the U.S. Justice Department rejecting its demand for access to the state's full voter registration list. That would include things like the last 4 digits of your social security number or driver's license information.
Your last 4 social security number, driver's license, full birth date. This also includes your phone number and email address.
Hobbs cites legal and privacy concerns, saying releasing that data would violate state law. He also questions the DOJ's motives. The department has not yet replied to Hobbs' letter. Big win for Kent-based Blue Origin. It landed a $190 million contract from NASA to deliver a robotic rover to the moon. The mission aims to search for ice near the moon's south pole. The rover is now scheduled to launch in late 2027 aboard an uncrewed Blue Origin lunar lander. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk coming up on 5:33. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, let's start you in Bellevue, northbound 405, just past 520. A collision still takes up your 2 left toll lanes. You're backed up to mid-Bellevue now. Once you get past this, it clears out briefly. You'll jam up again in northeast 85th into Bothell. Bellevue to Linwood, 40 minutes. It's only another 10 minutes from there into Everett. Seattle to Everett has improved to 45 minutes. Backups from Northgate through Linwood. 40 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. Again, you've got about a 2-mile backup to get through in Linwood, and then bumper to bumper from Northgate down to I-90. Southbound 99 still packed from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. North 5 is packed at the Michigan Curve up to Mercer. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, 35 minutes on both 520 and I-90. Both routes are struggling from about Bellevue Way all the way across the lake into Seattle. Let's see, road work on Mercer Island has eastbound 90 packed from I-5 across Mercer Island. And Bellevue to Renton down to about a half hour now. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Hazy sunshine tonight as we have an air quality alert in effect until noon tomorrow. This is affecting parts of King and Snohomish counties. Air quality should start to improve by tomorrow afternoon. Right now, 72 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Amazing what listeners respond to. We're talking about, taking care of the glove and putting it in the, what you said, microwave?
No, the oven.
Oh, the oven. Okay,
Yep.
well, yeah. Brad sends us in.
Sure.
Krista made a Broadway show tune out of it.
But it's the right way, the right way to break in a glove. You're good to go.
Wow. Just say.
Love that number.
I got the whole song, but I'm going to spare everybody.
Oh, good.
This glove's really cool. Wow. No, why don't you take it? Oh, no, I couldn't. Why not? Are you sure?
Wilcox Flame Farm Eggs. Thank you. Wilcox Flame Farm Eggs. Spinning the wheel. There goes Teeny. Wheel spins around. Ooh, it's already spinning. Stops. All the names of all the players are on the board, and it lands on Eden. What do you know? Filling in from Andrew and getting his name on the board to pick your favorite Wilcox Flame Farm Eggs recipe.
What about a nice quiche?
Ooh.
Little ham, cheese, little broccoli.
Aaron approved.
Yeah.
I love quiche.
There was a book a long time ago called Real Men Don't Eat Quiche. Anybody with me on that? Anybody remember that?
Well,
no.
Okay.
Why?
Times have changed. I'm sorry.
What are you trying to say, John?
No. Okay. Is that it on the? Is that it there? Is that
That's all I got.
That's it. Okay, fine.
1,000
Don't forget
years ago,
all the.
for some birthday or some Christmas that has come and gone.
Never mind. Names of all the players are already there, and they're in the book. And the leather-bound book will be sent to whoever wins the Wilcox Family Farm Eggs recipe wheel. Let's see whatever. I got so much other stuff to get to. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that.
Come on, man.
Number of people that it's very, very popular. Finding God app is now available. Millions are turning to Chatbox for guidance on high. The New York Times has the article. I'd seen this a while ago that people can go there and you can put in questions and problems. The thing can talk to you, take scripture, and just sort of guide you through the gospel. And you'll be able to find great philosophy, Jesus Christ philosophy. It all gets down to just basically treat people as you want to be treated. That's it. If you take it all the way down, and that all goes all the way back to Confucius and to Buddha, just the idea of if you live by that rule, we would have really no problems unless you are a horrible, terrible person and you treat yourself poorly. You want to treat other people poorly. But if you take all of it down, just take it all the way down to the bottom, treat others as you wish to be treated. That's it. But you can go to this app and you can find that this AI Bible support will help you. And a lot of people are downloading it. I haven't gotten that one yet.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, the Pope does not approve, by the way.
He doesn't like it? Why not? He wants you to pick up the Holy Bible?
He wants you to talk to a real priest.
Yeah, but wherever you can find guidance.
But you can't be crapping all over people using ChatGPT as a therapist and then say, oh, well, the people that are using ChatGPT as a Bible therapist is okay, right?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I'm going to assume that the text and the advice is coming from the Bible, either Old or New Testament.
To a degree, I would think.
Well, yeah. So then that's fine. Then, again, if it's based in Catholicism or based in Christianity or Judeo-Christian philosophy, there's no harm in getting that.
But what if it's all New Testament or Old Testament?
Sure, why not the Old Testament? Sure, fine. Old Testament, lots of good stuff in both books. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But it's when the chat AI becomes your friend, because what it knows is it wants you to stay with you so that it can continue to scrape all of your data. So it's going to want you and it's going to encourage you and it's never going to challenge you. It wants you to be friends with it so it can then make suggestions to you like, hey, you know what? You might feel a lot better. You worked really hard. You should buy that sweater. Because you know what? It's on sale. In fact, I think I can get it for you 20% off. Should I just order it? Oh, would you do that for me? Yeah, because you work hard. You deserve it. And next thing you know, bing, it shows up at your door.
That's definitely coming. But I promise you this chatbot is also scraping your data and selling it like everybody else does.
Selling it to God?
Unlikely.
Okay.
Advertisers.
Right, to sell you other stuff. We asked our chat, what's the name of our little music thing? Do we have one for this?
Suno is the government name.
Right. Oh, by the way, I don't know whether to do this because I don't want to encourage anybody, but apparently radio journalists, is that even an oxymoron? Radio journalists face greater threats as political divide grows. Threats against their lives?
Yep.
Let's skip that story. Well, it fits in with this one.
Yes.
I didn't know this, but on Instagram, if you put up a nasty comment, the algorithm can see, oh, that's a bad word or this or that, so it hides it. I didn't know that. And then you found some stuff that we put up on Instagram. Did you find it?
I think your wife did.
No, Nick found it because she knew that there were comments that are hidden. So I didn't know she did this, but I'm going to get a chance to do Zach Brown's auction coming up in March. I'm a huge Zach Brown fan, love Zach Brown. Joe Bundren introduced me to him when we went to the concert. I'm a big Zach Brown fan.
Good guy, too.
Good guy. So we're goofing around one night. He had enjoyed a few things that I think are legal. And Nick went ahead and videotaped me singing a Zach Brown song, right?
She did.
You're right. I think Colder Weather. Because we've got this gigantic, really cool karaoke machine, and we go nuts on that. So I sang, and then somebody wrote a really horrible comment, and I thought, well, if you're going to write horrible comments, why don't we just take your horrible comment word for word and turn it into a song? Joe, anything you want me to say before I push this button?
No, I think I think it's ready to go.
This is the comment that this person put on Instagram.
You're an absolute danger to society and absolutely participate in stochastic terrorism. Wow. People like you are absolutely responsible for everything going on today. John Curley is no different than those they despise on the left. Oof. You sit there talking about how the left is responsible. You claim there has been no violence from the right.
What?
You can't even acknowledge Paul Pelosi or the Minnesota lawmaker attacks. Absolutely disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Shame on you and your disgusting husband.
Oh, it was written to Nick.
Well, yes, she actually said the same thing twice. One was to you, one was to Nick. So I just combined them.
Yeah, here's this thing they got upset about. Oh, I was having a good time that night.
Somebody else said, wait, hang on.
Ooh, I was dancing.
Rip off Bruce Hornsby much?
Wow. Zach Brown, during the auction, has an item. You can sing with him anywhere that he's doing a concert. And it went for $250,000 2 years ago.
Can you do that if you're a stochastic terrorist?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I was like, maybe just get in there, just maybe sing one song with him. But apparently I'm a terrible person. Oh, that's what he called me, a scholastic...
scholastic terrorist.
Yeah. Okay.
The Google.
Nate's checking traffic. Nathan.
Thank you, John. Bellevue, North 405, just past 520. Your toll lanes are still blocked from this collision. You're backed up to Southeast 8th in Bellevue now. But once you get past this backup, it's clear all the way in the Totem Lake. And then from there, you're going to clear out by the time you get to Canyon Park. So Bellevue to Linwood, you're down to 35 minutes. It's just another 10 minutes from there into Everett. Seattle to Everett has improved to 45 minutes. Backups remain from Lake City Way through Linwood. Linwood to Seattle is up to 45 minutes. Got this 2-mile thick backup through Linwood, and then bumper to bumper from Northgate down to I-90. Southbound 99 still heavy from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums, where your Mariners have a 6:40 game coming up. North 5 packed from the north end of Boeing Field up to Mercer. Crossing the lake from Bellevue, we've gone up on 520. It's now 45 minutes with your backup from 405 all the way over to I-5. Half hour on I-90. You're heavy from the East Channel Bridge across the lake. Bellevue to Renton, still 35 minutes. Your backup actually starts near Northeast 60th, goes all the way down to the VMAC. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Well, let's see. We know that heating bills are going up, energy bills are going up. So let's make sure that the house is not wasting. And the best way to do this is with the Quilt ductless heat pump system. And Home Comfort Alliance has this. Here's how it works. The Quilt system is a new generation of efficiency. What it allows you to do is control room by room what temperature. So you're in one room, you know you're not going to go in the other room. It's the evening. You're going to be heading upstairs. So why are you heating that room? So you're customizing each room, each temperature. Maybe one person likes a little warmer in one room, a little cooler in the other. So you're not wasting energy. You're not wasting money with the Quilt ductless heat pump system. This is great, and Home Comfort Alliance is the flagship partner of Quilt. So they know exactly what they're doing when they got 50 years of experience when it comes to heating and cooling. It is Home Comfort Alliance, bringing the comfort to your home, saving you money every single step of the way. And you can also maximize heat pump tax credits as well, but those are slowly starting to go away, so you want to be able to take advantage of them now. Home Comfort Alliance, tell them John Curley sent you. They'll treat you so well as they did when they came out to the barn and took care of our heat pump. Find out about the Quilt ductless heat pump system from Home Comfort Alliance. That's homecomfortalliance.com.
Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com.
The markets and the economy will change, but you should always know what you can rely on from your financial advisor. I'm John Ramsire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle. With deep planning and investment expertise, Baird's financial advisors have guided individuals and families through changing markets for more than 100 years. And in all that time, our guiding principle has never changed. Our clients come first, always. Discover the Baird difference at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. Hey, it's Jake Skorheim, and when I needed my roof fixed, Valentine Roofing went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. Even though I couldn't be there, they still got the job done and sent me all the details with a link to pictures and video from the service. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened on my roof, if your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, you should do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches will fall, and the rain will come. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking out that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic and clean the exterior of your home. And with zero-down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. This fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentineroof.com or call 206-ROOFING and get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
RV buyers, don't miss the Northwest Fall RV Show at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds, the last major RV event of the season, with acres of new and used RVs to explore, new 2026 floor plans, 2025 model liquidation with savings up to 50%, new trailers as low as $12,995, special event financing, free parking and admission, September 25th through the 28th at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds, NWFallRVShow.com. That's NWFallRVShow.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Bum, 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 bum. All right, Hudson, if you wouldn't mind singing us a little song.
As you can see.
I'm a mailman to be mess with me. I'm a mailman. Everything new. I'm a mailman. Bring the mail to you.
Wow, I'm sorry. I can't wait. All right, well, I'll get a letter today. First, take care of all the rest. Joe.
RC in Edmond says, many thanks for all of the infotainment. So much infotainment, y'all could call it the teeny infotainment text line.
Ooh, I think we should call it that. Thank you, RC. Nice. Good. By the way, RC in Edmonds, thank you again for coming all the way out to the barn. Your very sweet gift, much appreciated, and your thoughtful notes. So thank you, RC.
Probably contributed to your karaoke night.
Yes. By the way, yeah. So all the horrible reviews that we're getting on Instagram, it goes right back to RC. Right. Rachel425 says, I suggest you keep using spinach in your teeth line as code for shut the hell up.
Ooh, my. Shauna Neatonville on the Stochastic Terrorist song.
Yes.
LOL, shame on you, John, for being so rich and hateful to the left. That's clearly not somebody who knows the show.
Brian the Music Show says, that is my favorite new song.
Yes, pretty good.
Yes.
Julian Linwood says, you guys are so funny. Your comment about Uranus took me back to when my kid was in middle school learning about the solar system, and a kid in class yelled out, I can't find Uranus. Middle school boys.
Yes, but remember, I didn't actually say the word because we all want to keep our jobs.
That's right.
Yes. Stumpy in Olympia, the number riddle says it's 40. And no, I didn't look it up.
I believe him.
I believe him too.
Yeah. Dennis in Seattle says, so you're telling me James Walsh says I should be a sewer commissioner? Huh.
I don't know what the reference is to.
Jim Walsh yesterday was telling people to get out there and be a sewer commissioner.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Todd Jualab on the country paying parking tickets. Germany. You're right. They're such rule followers. You got it right. You guys are very smart today.
Elliot in Seattle says, I feel like my God-given freedom of expression is being violated with the YouTube chat turned off, you Nazi fascist oppressors.
Yeah. I'm listen, we're working to get it back up again.
But today, John Curley is no different.
Okay. Elliot in Seattle got that one already. Maureen 42253 says, we know who started Dragonland and also proud owners of one of the pieces. They're really good people.
She's going to take pictures for us.
Good.
David the Mailbox Guy says, just wanted to let you know I've got a heartbeat and I'm listening to y'all. Thank you and life is good. Dolce Vita.
Dolce Vita. Thank you. Oh, that's right, David. Is he
the nudist?
Clothes are back on?
They are today, yes.
All right. All right. Teeny, if you...
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
I don't know how she does all that from that jar back there.
Really projects her voice.
See?
Jesse B.
Yes.
Says, I'm frequently passing by Buc-ee's on Pacifics whilst out and about through Tacoma, nowhere near my home, but always singing Buc-ee's as appropriate when I pass. I'm usually a passenger with Mom, who is definitely not a listener. She just chalks it up to my silly road trip traditions, like singing through a tunnel, wiggling your fingers on the ceilings over bridges, etc.
That's right. When you go under a tunnel and the bridge is, if there's a train going over top, you get like good luck for a whole year.
Oh my.
And then I wonder, I'm sure that Jesse B plays padiddle. That's if, yes. And do you
headlight out? You top
headlight out.
You top the roof of your car.
Right, and then you say padiddle, and I think you punch the person in the arm next to you. There, good.
Wow.
Thank you. You don't know about that?
I don't know padiddle.
Jesse B knows. He knows. Look at that.
And now
That's continuing
Buc-ee's
passing
is
on.
a thing.
All right, there we go.
How about that?
Is that it? Is that all? Anything else to say?
No, we're good.
No, okay. Let's go to Nate.
All she wrote.
That's all she wrote. She's not going to write no more.
Didn't write no more.
I have an idea. I think we should do another hour. I know it seems like a lot, but I think if we really put our minds to it, we can repeat word for word. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, Des Moines, South 5 at State Route 516. That on-ramp is fully blocked right now by a collision. Back to the east side, North 405 in Bellevue, just past 520. Collision still blocks both toll lanes. You're backed up bumper to Southeast 8th. Once you get past this, though, you're clear all the way into Totem Lake. Bellevue to Linwood, still about 35 minutes. It's only another 10 minutes from there into Everett. Seattle to Everett has improved to 45 minutes. Still slow from Lake City Way into Linwood. Linwood to Seattle is down to a half hour. We're still slow in Linwood, and still bumper to bumper from Northgate Way down to I-90. North 5 is packed from Albro Place in the downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue, we're at 45 minutes on 520 and a half hour on I-90. Eastbound 90, you're still packed from I-5 here in Seattle across Mercer Island, where road work blocks a lane. Seattle to Bellevue is going to take you 35 minutes. It's just 20 minutes on a wide open 520. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
If you plan to use the carpool lanes along SR 167, you'll soon need a flex path set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
For the news you trust.
Breaking news we are getting.
Experience matters.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Good morning. I'm Heather Bosch.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We're on YouTube, our app, and 97.3 FM.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot.
Now Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there.
To every how in the world did he catch that moment?
And Julio makes the catch. No fly zone in full effect.
Be here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch, and the strike three called, and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Be here this week as the Mariners fight for their spot in the postseason. The homestand continues with 2 more value games against the Rockies tomorrow and Thursday. Then, don't miss a star-studded showdown against Ohtani and the defending world champion Dodgers Friday to Sunday. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I am amazed at the brightness and the clarity that I didn't even realize I'd lost before I had my procedure. How's that even possible?
A lot of people don't realize that. As you get older, the lens not only is less flexible, but it gets less transparent. And gradually, even in our 40s, 50s, 60s, the lens variety does get less transparent. So you get more glare at night, more halos, loss of contrast sensitivity, loss of some color vision or decreased color
exactly
vision.
What I was seeing.
And so when we replace that lens that gets cloudier and cloudier with a crystal clear lens, all of the light gets through, all of the clarity, all the brightness, all the colors. And again, with the multifocal lenses that we have, it's sort of like a bifocal built in, so you can see near and far.
Give the folks at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens a call at 425-451-2020 or online at sharp-vision.com. Sharp with an E-vision.com.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck's about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with the Novak team. Mike Novak guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If not, he sells it for free. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.